Bang, man like Kalam.
Jeez.
There.
Hey, listen, content over everything.
Yeah. Finally made it happen, fam.
Trust me, man. I'm happy to be here, you know. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to support. That's fundamental. It's about supporting your own.
Most definitely, most definitely. Well, as I said, fam, one of the most requested, I've said that before still, use the most requested on the strength of my own little camp as well, fam. They're like, yo, Kalam needs to be on this thing, fam. The man there is the trailblazer, the pioneer, you get me? Man who laid down the foundation. If man never put that down, then probably all content over everything wouldn't be in this form right now. Enough for the channels on Speaker's Corner, fam, wouldn't be there as they are right now. So, man, definitely have to show respect where it's due, you get me?
Bruv, man's humble. Love that and appreciate that. And it's a humbling experience, man. It's a humbling experience to actually see the work that myself has actually put in and other people are gravitating towards it and actually being inspired to actually do something themselves, to start their own channel, whether it's a Dawa channel or whether it's actually a content over everything channel. So, like, what can I say, man? What can I say?
Trust me, fam, because I know, man, probably didn't imagine when you were starting off on your journey that you're going to be making these fruitful things happen where other people are, on the strength of watching your things, going to go on to do their own things, you get me? And yeah, that's a big thing still. It's a big thing.
It's a big thing.
Come, let's get into it then, man.
Let's get in, man. Let's get in, man.
As man said before in the live stream, we're going to start with that question there still. Like, Kalam's been labelled a bag of different labels still. Man call you Kemet, man call man Muslim, man call man all types of things. The rude people call man snake. They call man all types of things, you get me?
Everything underneath the sun, trust me.
But my thing is, I don't really like to pay too much attention to labels, you get me? Because sometimes the implication of the label is what people identify with and neglect the actual substance of the individual, you get me? So, put the labels aside, how would you define yourself?
Ha! You're actually putting me on the spot right now.
Yeah, you put me on the spot, fam. Payback.
Hey, how do I define? Listen, let me put it like this, yeah? I have a way I define myself in private, and I have a way I define myself in public.
Okay.
You with me? Okay? But for the purpose of this video, because this is sincere and specific, so I actually do want to get you guys into my mind. So normally I don't speak these words outside in public, because you know what? I realize that a lot of people are vibrating on a very lesser or dense frequency. They're on that lower vibration. So whatever I might perceive from my mouth right now actually sounds very arrogant and egotistical. So I choose not to actually define myself in public as such. I give you something that you can actually gravitate to, that you can actually appreciate, that you can actually reciprocate. That's what I do. But in private, how I view myself amongst my own inner circle, okay? Again, I'm gonna say, I apologize. I apologize if this offends you personally, yeah? But the way I view myself, as somebody's already rightly said, a titan. I'm a titan, yeah? That's it. But even before and beyond that, what it actually really means is that I'm a God. I know that's shocking to a lot of you people. I know it's going to be shocking to you. I view myself as God.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm telling you right now, I view myself as God. Okay? When we're talking about titans, titans could actually mean numerous of things. Titans is something that somebody who is large, somebody who is very influential, somebody who is very grand, somebody who can move things, somebody who comes from the original types of beings, from the original primordial beings. They're not simply gods. Gods is one level now. Gods is one level. But to be the creator of gods, yeah, that's what man is. Man is the original. Man is the first. Man is the prime. Man births other gods. Man's birthing, whether you like to admit it or not, listen, content over everything.
Come on, fam.
You are a god in your field. Trust me, you are an originator in your field. Nobody is doing these styles of interviews the way you are doing it. You with me? A lot of people right now are praising you for what you're doing. But guess what? In the next few months to come, you're going to see other people are going to be inspired by you and do the same thing that you're doing and do it to another level as well. Yeah. So to be honest with you, that's how I view myself. I view myself as a titan. Other people may classify it as a god. And I'm not trying to be egotistical again, you know. The problem is with most people, I've realized they have an inferiority complex and they willingly subscribe to an inferiority complex. What do I mean by this?
Yeah.
Most people want to be an abid. was that a slave to their God or slave to whatever it is. The way I was taught, the way I was brought up was never to lower yourself to them levels there. Never lower yourself, never speak negativity into existence. Never speak, never speak derogatory. Never speak things that will affect you and harm you badly. See what I'm saying? So I always speak positivity. I always speak light into my existence. So I want to view myself as the highest being possible. All right? Most time you hear me call my brothers and sisters out there. What's up, king? What's up, queen? What's up, empress? What's up, emperor? All those types of things there. And then in my inner circle, we will view ourselves as God. So I can speak freely and say, what's up, God? What's up, goddess? That's how we speak. Because the way that we view ourselves in society is the way that we're actually going to reciprocate, or we're going to give off that energy to the masses of people. So I don't really want to view myself as something less. Most people have the NIGGER complex, where they actually have the inferiority complex. They see themselves lesser than everybody else. No. This is 2017. We need to stop all of that. Stop all of that. And don't feel ashamed. Don't feel ashamed. Don't feel ashamed. Yeah. You need to stop all of that and view yourself as the highest that you possibly can. You need to view yourself as being supreme. Some people ask, Kalam, you're a black supremacist. No. I'm simply a supremacist in my own thoughts. With me. I'm a supremacist in my own thoughts. It just happens that I am black. Okay, but I'm a supremacist in my thoughts, and other people, I don't view them as being lesser than me or inferior than me. It's only you yourselves that view yourself as being inferior. You yourselves right now, you're hearing me saying that Kalam is a god, Kalam is a titan, and you're saying, astaghfirullah, or how dare he say such a thing like that? But what's the problem? It's something that is wrong with you. There's actually a problem with inside of yourself.
So we're saying, so when you making them statements there, it's not necessarily you comparing yourself to anybody else. You're just self-defining. Is that's what I'm getting from what you're saying?
That's correct. That's correct. Like I choose my very best not to view other people as my competition or view other people in a lesser light than myself. It's you yourself that may put yourself in a lesser light than me. You with me? Other than that, I view everybody else as my equal, and I view everybody else in the highest supreme form possible. Because if I start viewing you content over everything, if I start viewing you, Dawa Digital, if I start viewing you, Saeed, as gods, not in your religious sense, as the way you may define gods, as in Allah or Allah, but is in gods, okay? That means I'm going to treat you as such. Imagine if I'm treating you like God. If I imagine I'm actually seeing God right in front of my face right now, okay? I'm going to humble myself before God. I'm going to love God. I'm going to treat God the best way possible. So that's the way I treat people in general, because I view them as a reflection of what you would consider to be the Most High, the Creator, whatever fanciful word or energy, whatever fanciful word you want to actually use to describe that energy or that source. That's the way I view everybody else. And my energy to everybody else is that way. You will always find me smiling, laughing, loving, caring, talking to people, shaking hands and so forth. Because that's my energy. I view you as highest as possible. So that's me. That's me. I know a lot of you are going to have a problem with that. But it's real. It's real. It's real talks.
All right then. Cool, family. Let's get into Titans TV now. What is Titans TV and how did it come about?
Titans TV. Titans TV is phenomenal. Titans TV is magnificent. Titans TV is something out of this realm of existence right now. Titans TV is a trailblazer. Titans TV is literally that. It is a device or a media source that brings all of these different people from all different walks of lives who I would consider them to be titans. Okay, they are titans in the very essence that their being, their personality is just supernatural. It's just larger than life. The information is larger than life. All of that is just larger than life, and they actually have an ability with words, okay, to actually succumb to your hearts, to actually succumb to your mentality, to actually make you agitated, to provoke you, to move you, to actually to think differently, to work differently, to be different. Okay, so Titans TV is literally that. It's provoking you to be different, to be better than you are today. So what I personally did, okay, was on my journeys in world, okay, and this was me trying to be as humble as possible, because prior to me doing Titans TV, I I was out there a lot. I was out there a lot in the sense that a lot of people looked up to me prior. A lot of people, looked up to me for advice, for information, for knowledge, for all different types of things like that. And I said to myself, you know what, let me take a back seat out. I'm going to take a role out of Socrates' book, okay? A role out of Socrates' book to say, like, you know what? A lot of people are praising me and giving me a claim to say that, you know what, Kalam, you're the wisest amongst us, and so forth and so forth. I'm like, cool, I don't really, okay, let me leave that aside for now, because me, I'm a Leo, okay? And that means a Leo, a lion, has a lot of, how can I put it? He's regal. He's the highest creature, okay? He's kingly, okay? That's the way I view myself, as being kingly and them type of ways there. So I said, let me take away all of that. Let me take away all of that confidence. Let me suppress it for one hot second. Let me humble myself and let me go outside of my own self, my own circle, and actually speak with other individuals that I personally believe, okay? That I believe, I'm using the word believe, has superior, higher, wiser knowledge than myself, that knows more, can teach me certain things that I personally don't know. So on my journeys, I did that. This was before YouTube. This is before YouTube. I was doing that. I was sitting down with all of the greats, from your Rastas to your Ethiopians, to your Muslims, to your NOIs, to your Moors, to your Hebrews, to your Kemetics, to your Freemasons, to your whatever it is that is out there that people are gravitating to right now. I said, let me sit down at their feet, humbly sitting down at their feet to learn wisdom from you guys. And I realized that, on my journey doing these things here, like, imagine what it would be like for another person to be a fly on the wall and listening into these great conversations, listening to these dialogues, listening to these discussions, listening into these lectures, listening to us studying with each other. So one of the very first videos actually on my channel was actually a Kemetic video that myself and the other few brothers from America, from the Amun Ra squad. Shouts to the Amun Ra squad as well. Shout outs to the Seshni Ma'at as well, another group which is to do with the hieroglyphs and to learning the language and transcribing, all them things there. We did a video. I personally put out a video with them, invited them on. We was actually doing some studying. So that was one of the very first videos on my actual channel itself. And that received, like, you know, it maybe sound like meager right now, but it received like 1,000 views. And that was like, ooh, that was, bro, like, in such a short space of time, people actually gravitating to this information, just enough likes. People actually wanted to hear this information. So I was like, you know what, let me see what I can do. Let's have some other conversations. So this is Talk with the Titans. But most people don't know, like, there is like a few shows on my channel, Titans TV. There's Talk with the Titans, there's Speakers Corner, there's Trending Topics. So Talk with the Titans was literally sitting down talking with other great individuals, other great Titans, whether it's studying or whether it's interviewing them, or whether it's them giving presentations and lectures. I wanted to give my audience members the same experience that I was personally receiving. So that took place. We had all of the greats on the channel. We've had people like Shaka Ahmos, people like Brother Polite, people like Dr. Ali Muhammad, you know, some great titans, Tariq Nasheed, come on, keep it flowing, Dr. Finch, some great titans have come onto the channel, blessed the space. And that's how we originally started off, by doing Talk with the Titans. And then after that, I realized that there was still a niche. There was still a niche. We're getting these discussions, we're getting these interviews, we're getting these presentations, but a lot of my audience members were fiery individuals. They were titans themselves. So you know about titans, and if you know anything about Greek literature, and anything about you know, that type of Genesis story, I'm talking about like Hesiod, I'm talking about you know, books, the Metamorphosis, books of that nature that goes back into ancient classical literature. You know that the Titans were warriors. They were absolute warriors. They were vicious. They were on this thing. So a lot of my subscribers were Titans. A lot of the people that were on my channel were Titans. So guess what? The only thing that could take place after that is combatants. Two different camps, 3, 4 different camps warring against each other. And I mean that in the most metaphorical terminology, as in the sense of actually having dialogue, using their tongues and their mouths as swords, as weapons, that they'll be battling with each other. So we see that there was actually a niche for debates to take place where people can actually speak back with these titans and actually not only humble themselves and listen to the titans, but actually fight them back with what they think, to critique them. So I was like, ooh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, because you know what? A lot of these titans were so far removed so far removed, like much of these most influential celebrities are very far removed from the normal masses. These titans became intellectual giants. They were intellectual giants that were so far removed that nobody else had access to. So guess what I decided to do? I said, let me be the bridge. Let me be the bridge. Let me be the bridge. Let me be the middleman again. That's my nature. That's my kingly royal nature, is to bring titans with the normal folk and let them come together. Let them have discussions. Let them have debates. And then the debates was like, oh, there's actually something big here. There's something big here. And then one of my great friends as well, this is another brother, Isa. Isa was another brother that used to come onto the show. He says, why don't you come down to Speaker's Corner, Speaker's Corner, Speaker's Corner. I've heard about Speaker's Corner. I've seen some great debates. Leo Muhammad. Leo Muhammad, please. Like, go check out Leo Muhammad debates on Speaker's Corner. I've seen that and I was like, wow, if we've got people like this at Speaker's Corner, yeah, Ishmael Balgrove at Speaker's Corner, even Jay Smith. I think I used to even see Jay Smith prior at Speaker's Corner. I used to see, I think I saw Shabir Yosef at Speaker's Corner as well. So there's a few of them that actually saw at Speaker's Corner. Never really knew it was Speaker's Corner like that, but I've seen some of these faces, seen some of these videos before. And I said, let me come down, let me see what it's all about. Went there, see what it's all about. Okay, it's cool. All right. I scouted it. I was like, all right, cool. This thing has a lot of potential right about now. Okay, there's a lot of potential. There's no cameras. The only cameras that used to be there, yeah, there's literally 3 cameras that was there. That was All Truth Revealed, which is Shabir Yosef, EF Dawa, which is to do with Hamza, and then the third one was Jay Smith Pifanda, I believe. Yeah, I think those are the only ones that was there. So when I came, I was like, yeah, there's an opportunity here. There's an opportunity. I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah, again, okay, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm an entrepreneur. This is what I studied. So I said, all right, cool. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me actually bring my camera down. Let me record some of these debates. And back then, it wasn't like how it is now. Nobody didn't want to be on the camera. See how everybody's on the camera now, like, yo, I want to be a YouTube star. I'm joking. I don't even know if people actually have that ideology, but nobody wanted to be on the camera. They were all very reserved. They were like, standoffish, don't record me. I was like, jeez Louise. Like, I think if you look at my channel and you go back, just look at the ontology, look at the genesis of how this actually started. There was one African man, got up, he was debating. There was like little 2-minute videos, Jay Smith there debating. That was it. I was like, no, man, how am I gonna make this pop? Like, nobody wants to be on the camera. Like, nobody wants to actually do this thing. So I said, all right, let me do this. I was with friends. None of them wanted to be on the camera. I said, all right, cool. Nobody wants to be on the camera. I will sacrifice myself, because I'm always sacrificing myself. So I said, let me jump onto the camera and let me debate. Let me debate. So I didn't even know what I was gonna debate. Yeah, I didn't know what I was gonna debate. I just said, all right, cool, I'm here. And I'm just there talking in front of the camera, just talking. No information, no religion, nothing like that. I'm just talking. But of course, when somebody sees a camera, they see a mic and they just see, I don't know, whatever it is.
You went down there with the mic in your hand?
Yeah, mic in my hand, Titans TV. Okay. If you see on most of the videos, you see at the end,
yeah. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this.
There you go. That's literally the first weeks. That was literally the first weeks. Okay. Like, since then, I've run it all throughout the videos. That's like 3 years ago. All throughout there. That was like the very first thing. And afterwards, crowd started to form, and I mean, it was like, there's literally 80% Muslims there. So Muslim came in.
Well, even back then, it was like that as well?
Always like that. Always like that. As far as I've been going there. Obviously, before this, there was the political side of things, the social issues, there was all of that going on. But whilst I arrived, it was majorly to do with religions. Religions, a few politics, just like on the outskirts, but religion. So Muslims come up, and then they wanted to debate. And then that was it. And then I was like, all right, perfect, cool. There you go. And after that, it kind of just snowballed. More people would come and get in front of the camera to get involved with the debate. And then weeks passed, more people felt safe and secured enough to actually come onto the channel. We had Ali Dawa on the channel. We had a lot of other people presenting themselves on the channel. So
when you say, was they coming and seeking you out specifically to jump onto your camera?
Well, some of them, I was actually asking them to come on to the channel, like to do something. And they're like, cool, yeah, I'll do. Well, in Speaker's Corner context. Yeah. And other people was like, yeah, fine, come record me. So afterwards, they were just jumping on it. It was on it to be on the camera. They were happy because they can see that, you know, it's a multiplicity of different debaters. It was very diverse. It was something very unique at the time. There was nothing like this going on. And the videos were hitting, you know, they were hitting some good numbers like extremely fast. Because obviously my audience base is mainly America.
Okay.
And then the UK was literally, Speaker's Corner was like helped for my UK audience to rise.
Okay.
I would say about 80% of my audience was American. Was simply American. Canada, was South America, was in the Caribbeans, majorly on the west-hand side, few people in Africa and a few people across Europe. And then after Speaker's Corner, more and more people from the UK started to tune into the channel. And I was like, all right, we've got a good formula here. So
you got like a diverse array of topics and subjects on your channel, and like you discuss them as well. Very, very diverse, in my opinion. But recently, I've been seeing a lot of people saying that you're biased towards a certain like agenda or whatever. So what do you say to that? And is your channel supposed to be biased, or have you made a declaration that your channel is supposed to be neutral or for everybody, or have you like said that my thing is supposed to be biased?
Okay. No, I haven't made no declaration that it should be biased or it shouldn't be biased. It's kind of like a reflection of my heart. My channel is a reflection of my heart, where it is open, it's universal. A lot of the people on the channel who were first on the channel believed that this channel belonged to them. That's it. It's their channel. It represents their views.
So where do you think they got this belief from?
Well,
you didn't tell them.
Again, this is my American audience. Okay, so my American audience, a lot of the time, it's a lot to do with you know, Black power, nationalism. It's about doing for self, etc., etc. So those initial audience members, based upon the content that was being given out on Talk with the Titans, they believed it was for them. So when they saw anybody else from different backgrounds, from different cultures, they were like, "What are you doing, Kalam? What are you doing? Like, how you see I'm getting the attacks from Muslims? No. The Muslims are Johnny come latelys. Like I've been getting the attack from way before, okay? Way before, from my own community members, because...
Yeah, I'm feeling that now myself still.
Yeah.
Man, I'm like, this supposed to be a pro-black platform. What you doing?
Yeah.
I want to see them, man, on there.
Exactly.
I get it still.
Exactly. So, you know, they assume that it's going to be pro-black, not knowing that me, myself, yeah, I'm pro-black, but I'm also pro-white, and I'm also pro-Chinese and pro-Asian. I believe that every single nationality should feel empowered themselves.
What you saying? All lives matter?
No. All right. No. Let's not get it twisted. All lives in the grand scheme of things does matter. But not all lives are actually being attacked right now.
Man, that's have to clarify.
You with me?
Guys, it sounds like that. I don't know enough people trying to twist your words.
No.
Sincere and specific.
No. I'll be real with you. I have come, like every other prophet in the past, to my own nation. But guess what? My nation, either they want to accept me or they don't want to accept me. It's regardless, because my message is universal. I've simply come from my nation, but it's universal message that everybody is gravitating to. Whether you're Hindu, whether you're Sikh, whether you're Buddhist, whether you're a Jew, whether you're atheist, whether you're Muslim, you are gravitating to this information and gravitating to the way that I deal with things. So everybody can see themselves inside of my channel. So Muslim can see themselves inside of the channel, Jew, atheist, everybody can see themselves inside the channel. And most of the times they believe that the channel belongs to them. And I'm like, yes, the channel does belong to you, but it also belongs to, guess what? Everybody else. Everybody else deserves a voice. Not just you because you're black, not just you because you're Muslim, but everybody else needs for their views to be shared. And that's just real. Like, it's all about critical information or critical thought. My main purpose here is to raise critical thinkers.
That's my thing as well.
Critical thinkers. That's it. Like, if we were all critical, like we won't be able to fall for this BS no more. Whether it's to do with religion, or whether it's to do with the government, or whether it's to do with our own inferiority complexes, like, you know, fear is literally that. False evidence appearing real. All of these things are false. But once you're able to think logically and critically, you can differentiate that which is real and that which is fallacious, that which is real and that which is fake. And that's what it is all about, man. It's all about getting that reality check.
Yeah, because not enough people been coming on my channel. I say enough people. I don't know if it's just that I notice it enough. And saying they hope I don't become biased like Kalam is turning. Like you got a great channel, rare. I hope I don't become biased. So we're like specifically, it seems to be mostly from some of my Muslim brothers saying that. So what do you think is the basis for them saying that about you?
Okay, now the Muslims now. Beautiful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. My brothers, my sisters, the problem actually lies in the fact that I open my mouth. You actually get to learn who I am, the way I think. That's the problem. And more time, people are offended by the way I think. You with me? There is one of my very favorite quotes. I believe it's law number 38. Law number 38, 48 Laws of Power. Beautiful book. Please, everybody out there, go and purchase, man. Go and purchase if you want to be empowered. You know, it says, think as you like, yeah, but behave like others. Think as you like, but behave like others. And that's what I tend to do, okay? Because I fully understand and I realize, okay, the way that I think, okay, it's so obtuse, it's so surreal, it's so out of this realm, okay? If I put forward my views, you are going to be offended, okay? So guess what I do? I make sure I conceal my views and I keep quiet for the sake of the peace, because you know, just can't help but being offended. So whilst I'm behaving like others, it's all fine, it's all fine, it's all fine. But when other people now, I don't go up to anybody, okay? I don't go up to anybody. But as soon as people come up to me and want to actually talk with me and critique me or say something to me and goad me into conversations, I now open up my mouth. So for example, especially after the Ahmed situation on your camera. Yeah. Do you remember that? That's why I remember when the first times you came, I was like, no, I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to be on camera. I remember. I already know. There was literally a handful of videos of me at Speaker's Corner in the last 3 years, okay? From other channels. It's about 5 videos, most probably, okay, of me. And the majority of the time it's the Muslims, because there's a lot of Muslims at Speaker's Corner, and they're actually goading you into conversations. And now they want you to have an interaction with them. So before, me and Ahmed was actually speaking prior to you actually rolling up with your camera. And I'm cool with that. I will always have conversations off camera and stuff like that. But then when you say ridiculous stuff, to me, it's hard for me to remain geru, which means silent, or self-master, where you're just silent, okay? It's hard for me to remain silent because I'm not trying to do this for the camera or nothing like this. Like really, brother? Like you really would do that?
No, he stick up in there. He called, man. He's like, come on, I got something for you to film. He called me to come and film you and his discussion still.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So he wanted it. He wanted to be on the camera. He wanted to do all of that. And then obviously I'm obliged now. Okay, cool. But like really, you actually hold these views that you would actually slice your son's throat because you believe Allah, God, is speaking to you? Like really? Do you, like, are you hearing yourself? I know it sounds great in terms of, you know, religious context. It sounds great because this is what Abraham had to do and so forth. So it sounds great, but in real life, like we're in the 21st century right now. Really? Like, would you actually, okay, and let me put it like this, because most people will agree with it. Okay, whatever. So then if I ask you the same question then, because you will justify it because of Abraham, you justify it because, I don't know if killing or murder is not a sin somehow. But now if I ask you the same question, because wait with me, follow me on that same trail of thought now. If you've got a son, okay, if you've got a son and supposedly your Allah, your God, your Elohim, your Yahweh spoke to you and told you, this is graphic now, I apologize, it's graphic, so parental advisory. If now it spoke to you and told you to carry your son up into the woods, okay, to pull down his little trousers, pull down his little boxers, bend him over and insert your distinct inside, you would do it because Allah or Yahweh told you to do it? A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Please. And you're going to tell me you have more faith in God than anybody else because you will listen to the command of your Lord to do that. No, it's not the same thing. Astaghfirullah, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. But it's still, according to...
An order from God.
It's an order. It's still a commandment from God, and it still contradicts what God originally laid down to you to say, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not, commit sodomy. It's the same thing. It's one of the same commandments. Out of the 10 commandments is the 2 things. You're not, and you can tell me, you wouldn't question, like, rah, God, why are you telling me to do this? And you wouldn't even say, God, I'm not going to do this. You're not going to do that, are you? You're not. You're just going to follow blindly. And that's the problem I have. Like most of religious people, because this is not just Islam, most religious people...
It's the Muslims mostly who's coming in the comments saying, Kalam's a snake. Like, it's like, man will compliment me on my channel, and in the same sentence, we'll try and trash you, innit?
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't take the compliment, fam. It's like, keep the compliment separate and then criticize someone else, because how am I gonna thumbs that up? It's like I'm supporting you. I'm taking it as a divide and rule type of thing, you get me? That's what I'm looking at it like.
Trust me. Like, this is what's gonna happen. Like, I don't know, I read a lot again. So this is just simply, for me, Machiavelli. Machiavelli, art of war is divide and conquer, yeah? They see you right now as, they see you as another Titans TV, because, not because of anything else, it's because you're black. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Because there's other channels out there that films diverse debates. Okay? No, but it's because the quality of your camera is better than everybody else's, just like Kalam's one. So no, it's because you're black. That's the reason why they're calling you Titans TV 2.0 and so forth. Yeah? That's
a compliment.
And bruv,
I think that's a compliment.
Just be like, take it as a compliment, yeah? Like, what most people don't realize is, like, we have a different nature to them, yeah? Where they want to see, they don't want to see the best in people. They want to see the worst in people, and they want to bring out the worst in people. Me, on the other hand, yeah? If my brothers started up, again, I don't see my brother as competition, yeah? I see that as somebody else I can support and build up and feed that positivity and mentor, in the sense of, where I made mistakes, how can you like find your way via my mistakes, basically? How can you find the positivity out of my mistakes? These are the things that worked for me. How can I give you those things to benefit you? Everybody who's come down a speaker's corner, okay, in terms of the Dawah channels, not everybody, let me limit to that again. A few brothers who've come down with Dawah channels, they've asked me for advice and so forth. I will give freely to them, because I don't see anybody else as like somebody who's going to challenge me, or I don't have that psychology, bruv. Like other brothers, Muslim brothers, they come down, like, how do I do this? How do I fix the camera? How do I put up, mics, all them things there? And I'm here to help you, bruv. I'm here to help you. That's just my nature. I want to see the best. Most people think like, raw, like, why are you trying to do this against the Muslim? No, my brother, like, I want to see the best for you as a Muslim. If you see these debates and you're feeling offended by these debates, don't feel offended by these debates. I want you as a Muslim to go back, research your information, grow stronger in your knowledge base. You with me? I want to see the best for you. I'm not here to break you down. That's not my goal. My goal is to lift you up 100%. So most people, they have this thing, snake and all these different types of labels there. I bear no, I don't really care about all of that. I don't really care about all of that, because my own people have been dogging me down for the longest of time, okay? And if I had a very thin skin, okay, and I really cared to work myself up over those things, listen, I had enough time to do that already, yeah? Where I would have stopped doing this long time ago, based upon the comment sections, based upon people coming up to me and telling me certain things. I don't really care. I really know that my goal, my vision, yeah, my drive is not based upon anybody else like that. I'm doing this for a higher supreme cause. I'm doing this for a reason that cannot be shifted, that cannot be brought down. I don't have anything like, there's nothing that you guys can do to stop me from doing what I'm doing. You with me? There's nothing, because I've been doing this, putting my own money out to do this long time ago. So I can't be compromised. I can't be compromised. You want to call me a snake? No, there's no compromise, bruv. I've been doing the same thing from a long time ago. I've had Muslims, Jews, Hebrew Israelites, Moors, Kemetics, you name it, on the channel a long time ago. I've been cussed out a long time ago, and I'm still keeping on going. There's certain things on my channel, yeah, the brothers, yeah, that I've been talking about, that saying things I don't particularly like. But guess what? I believe in you as a person, yeah, that your message is valid. And I believe that other people share your own interests and share you as a tribe. Basically, you all think alike. And I want you to reach those individuals, okay? Regardless if you now disrespect me. For example, I remember I was in Africa. I was in Morocco with the family and all sorts, yeah? And then, you know, my good brother, my Hebrew Israelite brother, like, they hate Africans. They literally hate and despise Africans.
I've seen them, but the stinky Africans. I swear it's the what's it called ones though. Only some of them American ones. Cause Ty's over here, he's African and he's an Hebrew Israelite.
Yeah, literally, it's literally, you know, the American camps,
yeah,
and then those camps that have come over here and share those same ideologies. They talk like that, and I'm like, okay, like cool, like you can share those views. Like me, I'm African, yeah. Like my family's African. I'm in Africa, and I'll take the offense. I don't mind, because like this isn't. I'm not taking it personally. I'm not taking it personally like that. I still believe that you have the right to say what you have to say. Freedom of speech. This is what Speaker's Corner is built on anyway. Freedom of speech. So I believe you have the right to say that and do that, and anybody else who shares with you has the right to do that. But at the same time, guess what? Guess what? Other people can critique you and your information. So we normally, on Talk of the Titans, we bring other people onto the channel in the panel section to critique the other person. The comment section is going to critique the other person. So it's no qualms to me. I could invite a KKK member, white supremacist, onto my channel, and I can have a dialogue with them. Yeah, not because, oh, but would you now promote a KKK? Bruv, this is the purpose of my channel, you know. The purpose of my channel is to bring in these different ideologies that, you know, and they have a tribe. They have other people out there who thinks like them. So if you disagree, if I disagree, guess what? We have individuals, me, myself, I can't do it. I can't do it, okay? I'm free from actually critiquing them on my channel. I'm there as a host. I'm there to bring you onto the channel, to host you, to give you the best experience, most positive experience, to promote your message on my channel. I've set up, you know, my marketing strategy to give you the best exposure possible. Okay, so that's me. I'm here to be, I'm a vessel. I'm a vessel where my own personality is now removed. My own thoughts is now removed, okay? And I'm here to give you that best experience and my audience members the ability to critique you, okay? And to be critiqued backwards, because you may be thinking you're holding the, you know, you may think they're wrong. Yeah, you may think they're wrong. But when they speak and then you try to now critique them and they've critiqued you back, and you have to sit back now and be like, hold on, like, all this time I was thinking the way I was thinking, yeah, but I might actually be wrong. This extreme view may actually be right, or this extreme view might be wrong. It's the same thing that I do at Speaker's Corner again. Me, I'm a vessel. I'm a vessel. I'm a vessel where I've laid forward the values of the channel. I've laid forward the vision for the channel. I've laid forward the objectives and the goals and the constitution of what the channel should be, okay? That's it. Now I've removed myself from that. From being the creator of it, I'm giving the essence of myself into the channel. I've now removed myself from the channel where I'm objective. I'm simply the eye. I'm simply here as an observer to give you this information. That's it. That's my sole purpose at Speaker's Corner. I don't come there to debate. I don't come there to argue with nobody. I don't come there to share my own opinions, my own views, nothing like that at all. My only objective is to be the eyes for you guys, okay? You guys, you're in America, you're in Africa, you're in China, you're in Dubai, you're in Arabia, you're in Qatar, you're in Israel, you're in Asia, you're in Bangladesh. I'm just trying to remember, I've got like over 300 different countries, yeah, plus Caribbean, plus who tune into the channel, okay? So I'm simply there as an eye for you. If I now start coming onto my own channel, okay, whilst I'm hosting other people or at Speaker's Corner, you're only gonna see things from the way that I particularly view the world rather than from the objective eye, okay? So there is my own personal eyes that I view the world with, my lens, which is colored by the way I think. And then you've got the objective eye, the third eye, some may even call it, which is completely objective, self-aware, away from yourself. And I'm just there as an objective eye, recording it. Whether I like it or love it or hate it or despise it, I'm gonna give you that information unbiased. But most of you guys are gonna think it's biased because guess what? Your favorite Muslim teacher or debater is now being demolished by a Kemetic person, or you're now going to feel away because your favorite Christian person is being demolished or crushed by a Muslim or whatever it is. So you're going to have your grievances. It's not me you have the grievance with. The grievance is in your side of your soul because you're viewing things from the wrong perspective. Okay, you're not just viewing it as this is an objective eye. That's actually, this is actually a moment that's happening in history. I can't help the moment happening in history. It's two people debating. How am I biased for giving you that what's happening right now in history? I'm simply the documenter of that thing in history. Okay, it's your own self that has an issue with what the person is saying to the other person that you don't particularly like, and then you're not gonna project that onto me.
Yeah.
How does that make any sense?
All right. So you see now, you're saying that how you capture the content and your intentions is to just be objective with it. When it comes to labeling your videos, like the titles, do you carry that same spirit when it comes to labeling anything?
Yeah, I do. Most of the videos you will see it Muslim versus Christian, Kemetic versus Muslim.
So ain't you got none of them exposed videos?
Sorry?
Ain't you got none of those titles where it's like this brother gets exposed?
No, there's no video like that on my channel at all. There's no exposed videos on my channel at all.
So you're trying to keep the titles unbiased?
I try to keep the titles unbiased as possible. I can actually speak honestly and say I think I've done like one video like that. And it was actually in favor of a Muslim. It was actually called Ali Dawah Crushes Christians. That's the video right there. It's still up. I haven't changed the video because.
So why did you call it that?
That's good question. So the reason why I actually done that was because I go to seminars. So I go to YouTube seminars. So they invite me in and they give me a lot of training, so to speak. They give me a lot of training. Most people don't know this, that I'll go there 2 days training, like a 1 day training, like a whole 8 hours long, and they're teaching you certain things that I personally never knew prior, like editing, lighting, framing your videos, titling your videos and so forth. So what they've actually come back to me and told me, based upon sitting down and viewing how my channel is going, is that the things that I'm missing out on is clickbait. That's what they say. Like, you have to do clickbait. Don't
you feel clickbait compromises your integrity though?
Exactly. That's why there's only one video.
Okay.
That's why there's only one video like that. So I tested it out basically. So I tested it out, see whether this is actually working, where it's working. So they'll teach you certain things where you will do you change certain things in your channel. So whether it is to do with your thumbnails, your titles, your descriptions, your tags, your intros to your videos, whatever it is, you test it, you try it out, you see how does it work, you check the analytics, how did it play out, and so forth. And I tried that, and I said to myself, after doing it and seeing that it didn't get no great response anyway, maybe because I didn't do no great thumbnail and all those different types of things there, I said to myself, to be honest with you, it doesn't sit right with my soul. It didn't sit right with my soul because I'm now trying to think, because what it is, you have to think like your demographic. So if you study business, you have to know who your audience members is, or your demographic is, or your consumers are, and the way that they think. You have a whole psychoanalysis of them and so forth. You want
to make a title that appeals to them.
Exactly, and
that's when you're no longer neutral.
Yeah, and based upon the comment sections, this is how the Muslim mind, in my opinion, was thinking. You know, this one demolished that one, this one crushes that one, and so forth and so forth. And I said, all right, let me see how this actually works. Let me trial it out, see how it works, and so forth. And I'd done it, and I was like, to be honest with you, I don't like it. It takes away from what I originally projected for the channel, its values, its vision, and so forth. Like, I've already got that there, and I'm doing something, to me, my heart of heart is contrary to the integrity of the channel, or what the channel was supposed to be like. So I said to myself, that was like the last time I did, first time and the last time I actually done a video like that. And funnily enough, you will never hear any Muslims saying, oh, Kalam, look, you did a, I don't know, you did a biased title or something like that. No, because guess what? It's in favor to Muslims, so you won't actually say that, would you? But then again, they will see videos that says intelligent Christian or something like that. Yeah. And they'll feel offended by it. I'm like, it's again,
you got titles like that, innit? Where, so how do you work out that that's okay to? Because I would still myself consider that like you're instructing people how to think. Like, let me watch the footage and judge for myself whether I think he's intelligent or not. Yeah. But you've put it in the title. Yeah. So how would you answer to that?
So something like that. Again, you have to, at the same time, when you review the channel, when you review the videos, or if you remember the video or remember the individuals, you're gonna actually make judgment calls of what it is, basically. Yeah. So even on those videos, you know, like, it's usually it's such and such person versus such and such person, whether it's the actual person's name or whether it is their religion or their philosophy that they follow. Usually those are the two things that
something distinctive about them.
Something distinctive. So for example, with Ahmed, he is not a well-known debater, so to speak, for example. So I put Somali, Muslim. Okay. And then again, that's another strategy, because I want more Somalian audience members to actually come in and view the videos. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, if a Muslim, it's all right to see Muslim video, but you actually want to have a pride in whoever is debating. That makes any sense? So whether it's Somali and Muslim, it's like, Somalian, oh no, I'm Somalian, let me check on this video and so forth. And let me come on. And there's other videos where I don't actually know the person's name, so I have to, you know, invent something up. But with the intelligent, so I think there was like 3 videos, both of his one, this is brother Josh, I found out his name now, Josh something else.
Who's that? The Jew?
No, he's a Christian, black Christian guy. Okay. He's got a PhD, or doing his. He's doing his PhD. He's in his last final bit of doing his PhD. But prior to that, I didn't know his name, so I think both of his videos, he's called Intelligent Christian. And the funny thing is with that as well, it's one of the first things, because I didn't know his name. That's number one. Number 2 is because if you sit down and you listen to him, he's hella intelligent. You know the way he's there, like. And nobody views it as like, for example, nobody views it as, there's never usually that many intelligent Christians here, but this brother stands out to be very intelligent. And when I say that there is not many intelligent Christians, of course, everybody has a form of intelligence, but an intelligence that stands out. The brother's doing a PhD. So I could have either put PhD Christian versus Muslim, or just do it simply as intelligent Christian. And he was very intelligent brother. I give him his respects for it. And that's the only reason why I titled it as such. And that's really it. That's really it. It's not to say that he's more intelligent than the Muslim. He's just a Christian that stands out, which is intelligent.
Because the impression that I would get from seeing a title like that before I watch the video, because I might watch it and think he is intelligent, all right? But the impression that I would get is that, so you've labeled him intelligent. Why isn't no one else called intelligent?
Very good question. I think there's another one where Robert Saracen, I think I labeled him intelligent as well on a video. So that's a Muslim that's been labeled as intelligent. Okay. And one of the reasons, again, is because I didn't know his name. Okay. I didn't know his name. I didn't know his name at all. I heard him talk, heard him articulate himself either before that video or on that video. I can't remember if it was before the video or on that video, but I didn't know his name. And I was like, oh, damn. How do I actually title this guy? Like, because I think it was, I don't know how to title him. Like, what would I put for his name? And I was like, okay, based upon what you were speaking about, he was very intelligent. So I was like, I was being lazy, to be honest with you, because I didn't know what to put for the video. I put intelligent Muslim. So you have one video, which is intelligent Christian, and you have another video, which is called intelligent Muslims, okay? And then ask yourself, who is complaining the most? Who's complaining? Is it the Muslims or is it the Christians that's complaining? It's actually the Muslims that are complaining that somebody's called intelligent Christian, but you didn't complain when I labeled the Muslim intelligent, did you? All you see through your lens is that the Christian is intelligent. So what does that mean about myself? So what are you trying to say? The Muslims aren't intelligent? Like, that's your lens of viewing things. How about Christians normally aren't intelligent, and this Christian was intelligent? So couldn't that possibly think to yourself like, wow, so does that mean Muslims are more intelligent than Christians? And that this Christian is now an anomaly, which is much more intelligent than normal Christians, but still in the video, the Muslim is battling the Christian and the Muslim is even outshining the so-called intelligent Christian? It depends on the way you want to perceive things. It's literally that, the way you want to perceive things. Most people, they have a negative heart, so therefore they will look for negativity. Other people might have an optimistic and positive heart, and they will view things in a positive light, depending on who you are.
All right. We're going to pause 1 sec, yeah? All right. Yeah, all right, cool. Clickbait. Clickbait. Now, how do you define clickbait? Because I've seen man in the park when we was talking to, I think it was the Black Dunya. Is that his name? His channel? There was a little drama over one of the titles of his videos where it said Sarah and Hussein violent discussion or something like that. And obviously, to me, that's giving the impression that they're about to start talking and going at each other violently, you get me? That's the impression I'm getting before I watch the video. But man watched the video and see them talking peacefully. And obviously, he's explained why he called it that and went on to change it. But I swear he was kind of in support of him being able to clickbait the thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was in support because, again, like YouTube teaches you to, this is what they teach you, like themselves. YouTube teaches you to do clickbait. They want you to do clickbait.
Yeah, but sorry then. So if it weighs on your conscience, like it's against what you're trying to make your channel about.
Yeah.
Why would you then say it's okay for a next man to do it?
Okay.
Just because YouTube says you should do it.
All right. So again, clickbait is okay. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying clickbait is wrong. I'm just saying if clickbait, what you're doing as the form of clickbait goes against what your channel is about, then don't do it. Don't do it. So let me try to give a perfect example of that.
And then afterwards, I want you to give me like the pros and cons, like just in an objective way of clickbait. I want you what you think are the pros and cons of even doing a clickbait video in the first place, title.
Okay, so let me go into that real quickly. So let me just touch on pros and cons of clickbait. Again, let me just touch on the pros and cons of clickbait. So clickbait is not just to do with the title, okay? It's also to do with the thumbnail as well. It's the whole package of the video. So I don't know if you've got YouTube on your phone itself, and you could just be scrolling through. And if you see a very bright, beautiful thumbnail, you know, it lets off a lot of imagery. It provokes certain emotions inside of you, like you're much more endeared to actually click onto it. Then you read the title, that you might just the picture itself might just be like, wow, what's that type of thing. You know, then you've got on the title, whatever it is, the title, you know, it just entices you to click onto it basically. So for example, you know, best discussion ever at Speaker's Corner, click now. Like that's clickbait. It's positive clickbait, but it's clickbait.
So we're saying so clickbait don't necessarily always mean something sinister.
No.
Or that someone's pulling a wrong one on you. Because would you agree that the general consensus out there is clickbait is where someone intentionally misleads you from what you think you're gonna get to what you actually get will be total different things.
That's what it's become synonymous with, but that's not its real intent.
Okay.
So if you study marketing,
okay.
There's a 3-point process. Boy, this is years ago, university years. This is years ago. But you know, one of the very first things is to cause awareness. So for example, you have on newspapers, you have the title, okay? the title is just dramatic. It's mad dramatic. But if you never read that dramatic title, you would never have read the content of what's inside. So for example, one of my favorite books as well is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Like, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And then you will actually go and read the content. Another one of my favorite books is Think and Grow Rich. Like, think and grow, like, I can actually think and I can grow rich. Like, nah, impossible. How you do that? And then you read the content of it and you're like, oh, okay, that's sweet still. So clickbait is literally that, is by putting out a title or putting out a package, whether it's, you know, a book, whatever the package is, and it just is very enticing. You want to actually look at it. So for example, adverts, the very first 5 seconds of an advert, or even of YouTube videos, is either going to entice you to watch it, or you're going to be like, no, I'm not watching this, full stop. So that's kind of what it is. So it's really the package first and foremost. So if the package aligns with the content of the video, then it's fine, completely fine. If the package doesn't align with the content of the video, then obviously that is negative clickbait. So for example, some people would put now, you know, some, you know, cleavage, some big push-up cleavage at the front for the thumbnail, and something else. That's clickbait. And then it now shows you cats running around and so forth. Like, that's clickbait. That's negative clickbait, that in the very first few seconds of the video, you intended it to be one thing and then it saw something else you're not really interested in. So I think that clickbait can be used positively, because now if you just have a very dead, dreary describing exactly what's going on. So for example, a Muslim versus a Christian, discussing the intricacy of the Trinity, whether God and something like, it's like,
ain't gonna front still. Enough of my videos, enough of my titles are like that still.
Bruv, it can be very boring, yeah? But now, you know, I don't even know, you know, I don't know, Muslim proves, you know, Trinity to be real unintentionally. I don't know, that's clickbait. I don't ever even title myself as such, but that is clickbait. And then if the Christian actually proves to the Muslim that the Trinity is right and it's inside of their own scripture, or whatever the case is, then that's positive. So it's something that is gonna just really alarm you to be like, raw, like, I need to watch this video. So it could be positive clickbait and negative clickbait. Again, you can use it however you like. Me personally, I won't utilize it in certain ways. For another channel, I don't think I have the right to tell another channel to not clickbait. If you, like Ali Dawa, yeah, Ali Dawa, shout out to my brother, yeah, he is the king at clickbaiting. Like, I watch his channel, yeah, I'm like, fam, I need to actually study how you utilize clickbait and see how I can put it into my own channel. So Mohammed Hijab as well, he does it great, you know, with like feminists and such and all sorts. Like, he does it as well. And I look on his channel, I think he even influenced me for my intelligent comment, because I'm sure he has like intelligent feminist or intelligent something on there or something like that. And it might have influenced me still. I look at their channels and I'm like, wow, your clickbait skills here is just phenomenal. Unfortunately, because your videos is based around yourself and your own audience members, they're all Muslims, they're all this, they're all that. So therefore you can utilize clickbait and it's fine. Okay, it's fine. You could do it on your channel, it's fine, because it's going to a particular demographic. Unfortunately for me, my demographic is very diverse. So I can't utilize clickbait in favor of Muslims, but at the detriment of Christians or Comedics or atheists or Jews. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work real as well. So clickbait is fine. If you want to do it on your own channel, like which channel you are, do it, okay? But for me, it doesn't align with what my channel's focus is. If it aligns with your channel focus.
All right, cool, man. Let's get into some of the, well, we're on the subject of violent discussions and peaceful discussions. Let's get into some of the dramas in the park. Some of the dramas that's been taking place in the park.
You're trying to reel me in, yeah?
Trying to reel man in still. I want to get your, because you get indirectly dragged into a bag of them as well still.
A lot of them.
Specifically, the one that's on my mind right now is the original one. I kind of sadly got dragged into it as well because I was filming in it. That one there where Sarah goes to confront Muhammad for the things that I think he said to either you or Gabs.
Yeah, to me, Gabs, in front of a bunch of other Muslims, Hussein, Shamsi, and a whole crowd of Muslims. I think he was actually there on that day.
I think I was there. I think I was going to start filming. He's like, nah, this ain't a filming thing.
No, that one, it was too peak to be filmed.
So I went away. I never heard nothing. It would have been good now for the record.
It would have been good for the record. It would have actually been exceptional for the record. Obviously, like I personally have, for me, I view this as a duty of care. Like where, like if it's personal conversations like that, I try to remove it. Like where everybody doesn't need to know. If it's anything to do with violence or anything like that, nobody needs to know about those types of things there. I try to portray the best light of Speaker's Corner as possible. But now I'm actually starting to view like, right, you may just have to free the realness, because if you don't free the realness, you know, people just don't know the backstory and they just grab onto one thing and they run with it, you know. But ignorance, yeah, again. So, but go ahead, man. Shoot off, man. Shoot off. What was the question?
So what was your role in that whole situation there? 'Cause you've been accused of like taking Sarah's side, supporting his aggression, coming down there to fight Muhammad. Like you was part of the 10 man, innit? Me too. Like that's what your purpose.
Was it 10 man?
No, I weren't still. But that's what your purpose was, to go down there to fight, man.
Really?
So give your
all right, okay. So
explanation of events.
So the backstory is this, okay? The backstory is this. The backstory is this. I believe Hussein, I think he was recording this at this time, you know. I think was Hussein having a conversation with me? I believe Hussein was having a conversation with me. I think he also spoke to Muhammad Tawheed to say, you know, Sarah was on Talk with the Titans and so forth and spoke about you, etc., 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 and blah, blah, blah. So that's originally what took place. So he's called me over. I think we was talking. And he called me over, you know, to talk to me about what's going on. And I'm like, okay, what's good then? What's good? So he's explained to me. I'm like, fam, like, to be honest with you, I don't know what's going on with you guys, yeah. But initially, when I brought up your name on the channel and everybody's, you know, can review it, whatever, you know, I spoke very positively about you yourself and about Muhammad Hijab. No, I don't think Muhammad Hijab was in right then, but Muhammad, Tawheed. I was like, you know what, Muhammad Tawheed, you know, excellent brother. You know what, there was a certain issue that was going on in the park where a certain other individual, I won't mention any names, don't want to give them no fame, but you guys know who the original, you know, I don't even know. What's that word? What's that word?
Instigator.
Instigator, that's it. You know who the original instigator was? I said, you know, that original instigator, you know, said a very racist comment and could be viewed as very racist. It was a very racist comment, and a lot of other brothers was being offended by it. And I said, the brother came over, he did a good job. He diffused the situation. He spoke to the other brother about his ways and so forth. So I was actually applauding and praising him and saying, you know, he's done, you know, there's some good, I said there are some good Muslims at Speaker's Corner, such as Muhammad Tawheed. And then obviously, Sarah had an issue with Muhammad Tawheed prior. Did I know about this? I don't even know if I did know about this, you know, but he must have said, nah, that same Muhammad Tawheed, no, he was there foaming at the mouth, saying that he wants to lash out at me, etc., etc., etc. And I was like, okay, let me just quickly, okay, let's move on from this. So I was there, you know, I'm on my channel trying to big up one person, but because another person had a negative experience with it, it's like, ooh, okay, cool. So anyway, so that was that, and that was the conversation that we was talking about. And I don't think at the time he's even watched the video itself. I think he's just literally hearing what Hussein is telling him, or whoever else around him is telling him what was taking place. So he was there, he was just being, you could see he was being worked up. He was really worked up at the situation. And then he wants to jump on to me and whether, you know, my channel is this and blah, 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 and so forth and so forth. That's just war of a duck's back anyway. But you can see the aggression was still there. Like, everybody's just looking at him like, fam, you need to actually calm down. Because you know me, I'm jovial. I'm very happy. I'm there joking around and playing and all them things there. But you could see he was being hyped up. There was a group of Muslims gathered around and so forth. And we was all speaking. And, you know, he started to throw out insults. towards Sarah's way, talking very derogatory about him, you know, trying to put him out to say like, "Rah, I will, you know, we can go somewhere and we can do something," etc., etc. So you could see that, you know, he really wanted to have some type of violent contact with Sarah. He was really calling him out of his name. I'm not going to repeat anything like that. You know, in his defense, although he said much more worse things than that, you know, somebody, I think he said, I think Sarah, by slip, he asked me afterwards, did he actually say this or not? He didn't use the B word, not to me and not to my hearing. I don't know if Gabs told him that or not. I don't think Gabs did, but maybe because of, you know, there's so much going on. So anyway, so did he use the B word? No, he didn't use the B word, but he used much more worse and derogatory terms than the B word anyway. So anyway,
we talking about bastard.
Yeah, that's the word.
I know you're trying to avoid, but sincere and specific, I want to be specific.
I try my very best never to swear.
Okay.
I try my very best never to swear, and definitely on camera as well.
Yeah. Well, no disrespect intended to you.
Yeah.
But me, I'm a person. I try to we can have a debate off camera about this. I try and take the power out of so-called bad words.
Yeah.
Cause I think to me it's just a sound that your mouth makes. Yeah. However you take it is how you take it. Innit?
True.
But yeah, go on.
Very true. Very true. So, you know, like Tawhid was really like trying to, you know, like make sure you tell Sarah this and that and that. Like he wanted an altercation with Sarah. And I'm like, okay, like whatever, innit? Like I had no intention to actually tell Sarah anything about this at all. Like, yeah. 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 Me, nothing. I wasn't even gonna say nothing to Sarah, to be honest with you. I was gonna keep my mouth quiet. He actually asked me.
So to keep your mouth quiet for what though? A man's told you to give a message to a man, but you want to keep your mouth quiet. Why? Why not give the message to the man? Because
me, I'm not there to promote the type of energy that he was promoting.
Okay.
That's not my style. That's not my style at all. Like I think long term, I can be insulted all day long because I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking of the potential that Speaker's Corner actually has got and is actually exemplifying right now. And this is one of the reasons why there's a lot of times where there's issues going on and I remove it from what's taking place. So for example, one of the only videos you can catch me, well, you know, they always want to say, Kalam edits videos or whatever the case is. Like, no, I don't edit no videos. There's only one video where you can catch literally me editing a video is to do with my brother Zachariah was debating Shabir Yusuf. And Shabir, at the end of it, reached out to like shake my hand and he didn't want to shake his hand. So, you know, because it's on another camera, you can see it basically. And that bit there is edited out because it's bad manners. I don't want to portray bad manners in the park. There's plenty of times where fights have kicked off, you know, in the background, and then you have other with Muslims, and you have other Muslim brothers saying, "The Arabs, man, this like talking very like negatively about Arabs, Muslims, actual Muslims, well-known Muslims talking like this," and I make sure that's removed from videos. Like things like that, I remove because it doesn't paint Speaker's Corner in the greatest of light. I've made it my concerted effort to put Speaker's Corner on the map, so to speak. Obviously, Speaker's Corner was already on the map, but the way that I devised my marketing strategy, as you can see with most of my thumbnails, you will see the Speaker's Corner brand there, this person versus that person, bright pictures. It just looks very beautiful. The way that I've done my marketing strategy, people who've never come across Speaker's Corner before is coming, you know, somehow via YouTube are learning about Speaker's Corner. They're coming down to Speaker's Corner and so forth. So I try to paint the most positive light pertaining to Speaker's Corner because I know of the potential it actually has to shape people's minds and, you know, to expand in the future as well.
See, sorry to cut you because I feel like I have to jump in because I take a different approach when it comes to situations like this, any type of violence or any type of so-called negative, like as you just heard me explain about the bad word and all the thing like that. I try and take the power out of it, innit? I'm like, I would just want to look at things objectively. If this is happening, not that I want it to happen.
Yeah.
Like I've told people this already as well when people have asked me to film certain altercations or something might happen where I was like, I don't want that to happen. But if that's going to happen, I'd rather document it and know that it's happened.
That's right.
Than turn a blind eye to it.
That's right.
Because I feel like most of our problems that we got with each other can be resolved. I feel like that personally. It's just man got to be really willing to want to resolve your issues, like on a fair and honest level, you get me? But if we just ignore them or pretending that it don't happen, I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but that's the only option that I see. Either address it or ignore it. If you ignore it, then I feel like it's tension start building behind the scenes, and then that's where it gets hazy and like I could just walk past you and accidentally brush my shoulder against yours, but because all of this tension's built, what you doing? We start kicking off now, you get me?
Yeah.
And where it could have just been a simple, sorry about that, and we just both go our separate ways.
Yeah.
So my thing is, let's address the so-called elephant in the room, and see if we can resolve this, you get me?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that is true. That's definitely a different way of looking at it, and I appreciate that. That's why you're necessary at Speaker's Corner. There's certain things that I personally doesn't fit well with my own moral standings. Like your different perspective is sharing a light on it, and it's even better because you yourself, by documenting certain things, more and more people have come down to Speaker's Corner based upon that. So that's beautiful. For me personally, it's because I've had different experiences where I've seen it via other communities, okay? Via other communities, especially over in America, where they document a lot of this testosterone, okay? A lot of the swearing, like, well, that's why there's no swear word, like on my videos, I try my very best so there's no swear words, anything like that, because there's a lot of this aggression, this testosterone, a lot of this, where people are almost fighting with each other, they're squabbling, they're having like childish arguments, they're getting heated arguments, they're bringing people's family into things, like all of those types of things there, I do not want to bring what I've perceived as something which is bringing down another community into my very own community, which I'm a guardian for and a caretaker for. And I don't want that to come in to the atmosphere and to make that, for it to depreciate, the value of Speaker's Corner to depreciate because the attention that goes onto these other negative lights. So that's me personally where I tried my very best to remove it from the situation. But again, it is completely right what you're saying, that it needs to be documented for everybody to see what's going on. And of course, it would be wonderful that these type of apologies don't take place behind closed doors, but takes place in front of everybody, where everybody can see, everybody shaking hands, everybody have that love for each other, they disagree with each other, etc., but they still have that, respect for each other. So that's another good way of looking at things as well. I don't have no qualms with that. That's perfect. That's perfect. So again, back to the Muhammad Tawheed situation. So that kicked off then. Go back when he was talking about Sarah, and Sarah called me and said, boy, what's been going on? And I'm like, ooh, there's other people there, Gabs is there, and other people are there as well. And I'm like, if I don't actually say anything to my brother right now, because he's asking me specifically, he might even know what happened, but he asks, and I say nothing, he's gonna look at me like, bro, why he's gonna look at me side-eye way. You see what I'm saying like that? Because, there's other times where me and Gabs have gone out to eat, for example, with Ali, Dawa, and the rest of them. And we go down, we sit down, we have meals and so forth. And I'm not gonna tell like Sarah or anybody else this, like, well, I won't say it, but he knows, because obviously somebody else has told him, and I'm like, ooh, I hope my brother's not looking at me sideways, where it looks like I'm taking sides with other brothers basically over him. I feel
the same way, man.
Just I have to be like real and fair. So I'm like, yeah, this such and such did happen today, and so forth, so forth. So like, yeah, all right, cool, say nothing. So that transpired. The following week, basically, he came down. I believe, let me just say this like this. He was with two other brothers, okay? Two other brothers. And you and your brother was there. And then we have people like, there's another Courtney, I can't remember his name, whatever his name is. He usually rolls with, a black guy, but he rolls with the Muslims. And then you had Ian AR23, he was there always with his cameras recording. So, the way I perceive things, Sarah only rolled down there with three, he would be the third individual. You with me? You was there as a documenter, right? Yeah. you know, and the other individuals were just speakers corner people that was there. So really and truly, to me, Sarah only came down with 3 people. So he came down, he was looking for whatever he was looking for. And I'm there setting up my camera and stuff and doing whatever. He's now rushed over there to, you know, Mohammed Tawheed to confront him, to be like, right, you actually wanted to do this? You said, let's go, you know, let's go somewhere away from the park, you know, such as downstairs, whatever. Let's do this, innit? So that's what he wanted to do. I came over a little bit later on to see what's going on, because there was a lot of commotion going on. Looks like Hussein wanted to fight and all them things there. So I'm like, yo, let me just, you know, stand my ground and see what's really good.
So see when you said you came over a little bit later on?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Because we was all walking up there together.
Nah, we wasn't.
Nah. You wasn't there, nah?
Nah, I wasn't there. If you look at the video...
I need to watch back the video still. I thought you was with us.
If you look at the video carefully...
you was with us before.
I was with you guys beforehand.
Okay, so we said when we actually walked up, you was no longer there.
Yeah, I was no longer there. So I already stopped. I already jammed down. I'm opened up my bag. I've already taken out my camera. As you can see, my camera was out, taken out. There was another Muslim guy, short guy, old guy with a beard, very like fair skin brown. He looks Kenyan, as in Asian Kenyan. He looks like that type of fellow. I was with him, we was jamming, and I was like, right, something's going on, let's quickly run off. And I was with Jay as well. So Jay and all them mans there. We came afterwards after the commotion to see what's good. And then obviously stand by my brother, you know. I had to stand by my brother. There's no two ways about it.
And what do you mean when you say that, stand by your brother?
Yes, literally, I'm standing right beside my brother, and I'm here to support you in any way possible.
So you mean, so if you like it was to kick off and like it wasn't a one-on-one thing?
So now, okay, that's a very good point now. So me, I'm there. I would be the peacemaker number one. I'll be the peacemaker number one, because I personally do not want anything to pop off at Speaker's Corner. Because Speaker's Corner is a great thing. We've got a good thing going on, you know.
True.
We've got a place where it's freedom of speech, yeah? And if anything happens at Speaker's Corner, it could put 150 plus years worth of tradition into jeopardy. You with me? And I don't want to jeopardize that. So I'll be peacemaker number one. Hear out what's going on and so forth. But if anything was to pop off, like there's no two ways about it. I obviously have to stand by my brother, Sarah. I will hope that is not the case. I have to hope it's not the case.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not going to be nice. It won't be nice.
All right. All right then, man. Cool. Yeah. So even after that, now there's well, I feel like it's dying down. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes I feel like just talking about it is like fanning the fanning the flames. Yeah. But as I said, I try to look at the large picture in it, and you have to address these things if they're there in it.
Yeah.
Like, there's tension there, man. Let's address the tension and see if it can be resolved. You hear me? So that's why I talk about it personally, and I feel even though the video was being made about the 3 more options and all of that, I feel that we can take it to a direction now where it's calming.
But hold on, before we talk on that real quickly, I just want to let you guys know I'm the peacemaker, you know. I'm there, you know, I wear the big smile on my face. Yeah. All right, so I was there to support my brother, Sarah, yet again. And even after that actually diffused itself, if you look real carefully, you'll see other individuals trying to step up to me and trying to agitate me. Me personally, I'll laugh it off. Yeah. I'll laugh it off because it's the best way to deal with such things, is to laugh it off. Because when you know yourself and you know the potential and you know the power you personally hold, like, I'll laugh it off because it's just funny to me. It's actually funny to me. I have to laugh it off. Because if I start taking things serious, then serious things would incur. You with me? Serious things would incur. So I just have to laugh most stuff off. Any insult against me, I have to laugh it off.
We saying with the interest of peace in mind.
With the interest, of peace in mind. And then again, and even after that had transpired, and we're there now, and me and my brother Shamsi was having a great conversation. Another brother again, you know, comes up and wanted to actually agitate the situation.
Yeah.
And to talk some real crud towards me. And like they wanted to do something. You with me?
Yeah. Nah, this right now this don't sound like sincere and specific. It sounds like vague.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it vague.
Sounds like vague and
I'll keep it vague. I'll keep it vague, you know, because I was shocked that it was actually caught on camera. The ending part of it was actually caught on camera.
Yeah, I think that's where I come in.
You with me?
Yeah, I didn't know what was happening before that.
You with me?
Yeah.
And then I'm there. I'm happy, bro. I'm happy because you don't want me to do nothing. To be honest with you, and at the point I actually had to take off my jacket to be like, all right, cool. Yeah. Cool, like me, I don't mind. I don't mind. We've all been growing up in the streets, right?
Yeah.
We've all been growing up in the streets. Unfortunately, when certain things pop off with individuals in the streets, there is a whole wave that can occur. And I realize I'm in a very delicate position and I have a responsibility to minimize any wave from actually incurring. You with me?
Yeah.
So I try my very best to stay away from any altercations.
So don't you have to be careful how you even address it, like how we're talking about it now? Don't you have to be careful about what you say because how it may be perceived by anybody watching? They might take offense and be like, "Man, sending shots at me."
No, hopefully not. Hopefully not. I try to keep.
I'm saying.
I try to keep it vague. So on my behalf.
Yeah.
Anybody who's watching it on my behalf laughs it off with me.
Okay.
Because it's not going to be nice if my individuals and my people from all diverse walks of life, yeah, is viewing these things and like, raw, Kalam was actually in some type of altercation. That's not going to be nice. So that's why it has to be laughed off and it has to be kept vague where no names should be mentioned because we don't want no waves to occur. And we don't want any...
What do we want? Tell us what we do want. What do we want?
We want, yeah, Speaker's Corner to be a beautiful, harmonious place where people share ideas, can actually come down. People could belong to EDF, EDL, whatever it is, Britain's First, and they could be Muslims, extremists, whatever can actually come together, okay? The most two extremes can actually come together and shout out, yeah, argue, debate the issues that actually affected them and come to an understanding of why the other half thinks the way they actually think.
That'll be beautiful.
You know? Like,
that'll be beautiful.
That's the best. I've seen adverts where certain members belong to these EDLs or whatever it is, but the more that they actually converse with these Muslims, they're like, oh, so, okay, so you actually eat chapatis and you pray and you do this and you're actually good people. Like, and there's even some people that actually converted to Islam based upon the interaction. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, so the best thing to do is to just literally talk it out.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm talking about because a lot of the time, our information is secondhand information by some agitator who may have their own personal reasons why they don't like whoever they're telling you that you shouldn't like also.
That's right.
But they'll keep that to themselves.
Yeah.
And try and make everything, oh, I hate this person because they're about this, they're about that. But don't talk to them though. Don't talk to them though. Because when you go to talk to them, you might find that, right, everything my supposed friend has been telling me is gas. Like man's been gassing man up.
That's right.
To try and get me to fulfill their own hidden agenda, you get me?
That's right.
So yeah, I definitely encourage people to talk to each other, man. Even if you got a problem with someone, you think you got a problem with someone, I encourage that you talk it out first to see if it can be talked out, you get me?
Trust me.
Then when that fails, then you do what you're going to do anyway.
There's so much myths in the air, there's myths.
Me,
remember when it was hot topic, Illuminati.
Yeah.
Illuminati, all through my body. Yeah. There was all that myths going on. I'm like, really? Like, really? Like, is that what you think it is? Like, come. I'll start taking my beverages. Come. Let's go down here. Let's go down here. Sit down. Talk to the man them and see what it actually is. Like, raw fam. Oh, is that what it is? Like, huh? Yeah, fam. Yeah, fam. Like, forget what you're hearing out on road, bruv. Yeah, go to source. Always go to source. That's it. Forget the myths. Forget what everybody else is saying. Forget the hearsay, and go to the source and see what the people actually like. All
right then. Now we're gonna get into talking now, debating. Yeah.
Oh man.
So no more physical altercations or the threat of physical altercations.
Never that.
In the back of man's mind.
Never that. Hold on. Let me just put it out there. I don't wish any type of harm anybody. I don't issue out any threats at all. Okay, I'm just being real with you. I'm sure nobody can ever say Kalam issues out threats, because like the worst thing about threats, like you have to back up your threats. Otherwise, you're gonna lose a lot of respect from people. You with me?
Yeah.
So I don't ever do those things there, man. Ever. Like I'm not about that life.
All right, cool, man. So cool. We're gonna talk about speakers now. Speaking. Recently, you've been accused by Adnan Rashid of being a racist, and you've been compared to the Ku Klux Klan. When I hear Ku Klux Klan, what comes to my mind is lynching, rape, slavery, burning, that picnic thing. All those type of images come to my mind, innit? So when I hear a man get compared to that, it makes me wonder, like, why you really come, like, I don't see nothing what you're talking about in this guy here that I think of when I hear KKK. So I'm looking at like that's a mad cheap shot, innit?
Crazy cheap shot. Again, like
Say. One sec. Battery needs changing. Right on the hot topic there, you know. Yo, one sec, audience.
One sec, family.
Bear with me. Yeah. I have to change the battery real quick still. All right, cool. Yeah, as I said, when I hear the KKK and the images that it draws to man's mind, and then I hear you being compared to the KKK or anyone in the park, anyone in general, like I don't see no connection personally. Yeah, but you've been accused of being a racist, and then that's what I'm saying. That's how come I like to stay clear of labels and get into the definition, innit? Because a lot of the time the labels got these connotations that don't fit the actual situation, but people want to use the labels. It's like I said, I think it's a cheap shot. So what did you think when you was called a racist?
Okay,
and then compared to the KKK? I'll call it on camera the first time he was called a racist. I called it on camera and I got your reaction. He was like, wow. You hear me?
So, yeah. So, first of all, I just want to put it out there, he actually apologized. And my thoughts of being called a racist, it was shocking to me. It's actually shocking to me. I can't even lie. It was shocking to me. This is the very first time in my whole entire life of existencing that I was actually called a racist. It's like, in what universe are we living in? Like, are we in a twilight zone where everything is just turned upside down on its head? And then the more I meditated on this and the more I reflected on this, I realized that, hold on. These guys are actually rattled. You actually are rattled, that you now have to slander and character assassinate not only myself and Gary and Sarah and so forth, but now you're actually projecting that onto, my particular channel, Titans TV. So other people can associate racism and all different types of thoughts, onto myself and the channel and so forth to actually stay away from what we're doing and what we're saying. So for me, I was like, oh, okay, this is your new plan. This is your new ploy to actually group us all together, okay, based upon our skin complexion. So for example, all of us actually hold different ideologies, but we're now being grouped together. So, we're now being grouped on the one bandwagon, and we're now all being called, people like you guys as well, all racists, and we're all KKK. And I'm like, huh? And
were you saying you think that's because we were the same color?
Clearly.
What was his reasons? I think he did say why. I swear it was because
we associate and we work together or something like that. Associate and we've done things together in the past.
Crazy. That's crazy. That don't make no sense to me.
Don't make no sense. There's literally only like a couple of videos of Gary on my channel. Sarah as well.
No, I'm saying, but even if you do work together or associate with each other,
that we're now labeled together as such and such.
You will share the same views and opinions now, just because you work together.
It was very weird, It was very weird.
Yeah, so where do you think it's coming from? You was going into it still. You was elaborating.
Yeah, I just personally think that they are very rattled, and when I say they, I'm talking about you've got the clique, the Muslim clique, okay, that talk with each other outside of Speaker's Corner and congregate with each other. Like, they are very much so rattled, and they don't know how to actually handle a Sarah, a Gary, and evidently now myself. They don't know how to handle, and they need to handle, okay? They need to be our handlers, okay? To keep us in line and keep us on the check and to control us. It seems as though that's what's going on. They want to control the narrative at Speaker's Corner in terms of us guys who are the alternative thinkers, okay, who clearly are black as well. Alternative thinkers are black and pose a threat to Islam. So right about now, it seems as though we are posing a threat, okay? I don't know what level, yellow, amber, red, whatever. I don't know what level of threat we are right now, but we're actually posing a threat, not to Islam as Islam, but to their dawah of Islam in Speaker's Corner, and I guess to the wider YouTube world and the world in general. We're actually posing a threat. Maybe they're getting, you know, conversations, they're hearing conversations going on in their masjids about us. They're, you know, even on Facebook, I see on Facebook, I've got my own Muslim, you know, brothers and sisters on Facebook, and they're seeing certain videos, not even my videos that have been posted up, yeah, other people's videos with them inside debating other individuals, and they're like, these brothers need to stop with the dawah. Muslims, okay, I'm talking about thousands of comments saying that these Muslims need to stop doing the dawah. They need to relearn Islam. They need to, like, they're talking very bad. Muslims are talking bad about other Muslim debaters at Speaker's Corner, okay? And I guess things like that are coming back to them, and they're feeling a particular way, and they're trying to now establish a way to close down that narrative and to reconcile with themselves and try to make themselves seem better or something. I don't know what it is, man. I'm saying what it is. Well, I don't know what else, what other factors it could possibly be that's affected them that way. But I believe that they're rattled, and this is the only way now is to slander and to character assassinate certain individuals such as Sarah, Gary, Gabs, myself, and other people that may be holding such views, because we've got other people that are coming down from the Kemetic side, in the side of who are black, who are into the African philosophy, and who are against religion or Islam. So most times people think that
when you say they're against religion or Islam,
so they're
what do you mean specifically?
So they are anti-religion and anti-Islam, meaning that most people who find their way back into African philosophy, they now have to reject. A lot of them reject, you know, the three monotheistic religions. They reject Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, because those three religions have had such a very negative impact in African history on Africans themselves. That's how they perceive it, okay? And they now either belong to Christianity or Islam, okay? And now they've rejected that, so they're anti that, they've rejected that, and they want to embrace their own culture and their own history and their own philosophy and so forth.
Because, sorry, because see, we say anti. Mm-hmm. The impression I get when I hear you're anti something, it means like you target this thing and direct like negative energy towards it. Okay. That's the impression I get of anti. I don't know if that's what you mean.
No, I don't mean it like that. I mean anti as in against, as in repel. They want to push it away from them. It may come across that way, but I just simply want to, like, if there's any
so haters, we say like if it's brought to your attention, you're like, no, that's not me.
Yeah. Okay. So if there's any haters, I'm anti-haters. Okay. I'm not going to spend my energy on a hater. I'm just simply going to repel you and push you away. Okay. So you may want to come and bring your hate to me, and I'm going to tell you about yourself to go the opposite direction. But the only time you're going to realize that I'm anti-religious or anti-hater is when a hater actually comes into my presence and tries to bring their hating energy towards me. Does that make sense? Yeah, otherwise, yeah. I'm not you know, seeking out a hater to put them in their place. Yeah, you with me? I'm just going to do my own thing. Hater comes, okay. Hater stop. Hater doesn't want to stop. Hater stop. Hater doesn't want to stop. Hater, you really should stop, you know, hater. You don't want me to get dark on you. Hater continues, okay. Get put in your place. Just go now. Go. Okay. Tail behind your Okay, now go on, jog on. That's what it is. That is what it is. Of course, there's other people who actually may have a pet peeve with religion and want to simply go out there to demolish religion. But most people just not really interested in religion, full stop.
Okay. All right.
And yeah, Comedics or African philosophy is growing at Speaker's Corner. You can see the black presence, yeah, growing at Speaker's Corner. And they're not part of Christianity, they're not part of Islam, but their presence are actually growing at Speaker's Corner. And it's beautiful. And I guess that might be a threat to other religions. It's not so much a threat to Christianity and atheism, because, you know, they're not coming up to those individuals to impose their own will on them. It's only a threat to Muslims, because Muslims tend to, at Speaker's Corner, come over and want to, you know, impose their own will. Islam is the right way, and so forth. And then that's when you get the pushback, where we're not interested in that.
Cool, man. I want to get into questions from the viewers. Soon, not right now.
Okay.
First, before I do, I want to ask you, there's 2 more questions. I want to know what drives your search for knowledge in general, and what are some of the different topics and subjects you've come across while you've been searching for knowledge.
Okay, what drives my search for knowledge? In one word, ignorance. That's what actually drives me, ignorance. The more I don't know something, the more I'm like, I'm pissed off that I don't know. I'm like, what? You just introduced something like this to me and I didn't know this for all these years of my living? Nah, fam, I need to go and research. This is kind of like why I hoped it was my dream that other people share the same drive as myself in doing these videos, in doing Speaker's Corner and other videos like that, and Talk with the Titans. It's like, what? You're now presenting some alternative information towards me that is shaking my own belief system, or is shaking my own foundations of knowledge. I never knew this before. No, I need to research this information. Like, you presenting something new to me, I need to research it, because I'm clearly inept, I'm clearly incompetent at this moment in time to have this discussion. I need to now go forward and actually learn more. So that's one of the things that actually drives me, is just the fact that I'm ignorant about something that actually drives me to pursue more knowledge. Other
sorry, stick a pin there. So when you do learn new things, like what do you do with the knowledge? Does it improve your life in any particular way?
Yeah. So again, there is things to do with practical knowledge, and there is speculative knowledge. There is operative, and then there is speculative, okay? So more time, I try my very best. So there is hobby knowledge, basically. Hobby knowledge, and then there is actual practical knowledge that actually helps to transform myself. So I really love the practical knowledge that helps to actually transform me. I'm very much so into self-help books. I've just named a few of them. I've named, Think and Grow Rich. I've named Rich Dad Poor Dad. I've named 48 Laws of Power. There's so many different books that I actually read that helps me to empower myself. If I want to learn, if I now want to buy some properties and so forth, I now go into my property books. I want to learn that. If I now need to learn about stocks and shares some more and train myself up some more so I can do all those things there, these are the practical things that I go into. Entrepreneurship, I now have to go and read those types of books. Health-wise, relationship-wise, I read those types of books to actually impact on my life. And not only just the impact on my life is small fries. Majority of the time, the reason why I actually learn more and learn more knowledge is for the reason of giving back to my community and affecting and being an effective person in my community and the world to be general. But first and foremost, it's to my community. I want to make sure I'm effective. I want to make sure I'm transforming other lives. I want to make sure I'm inspiring. I want to make sure that I'm positively impacting other people. Like, you could care less about religion, but you want to learn about philosophy. You could care less about philosophy, but you want to learn about health. You could care less about health, but you want to learn about economics. I want to be that person where I'm a provider to you. I'm a provider to you. I want to give you what's going to benefit you. I can care less if you're not into philosophy, but you want to get your money up. Come, brother, let me teach you. Let me teach you how I got my money up, and let me teach you how you can get your money up, and let us get our money up so we can give back to our community. So now that we've got our money up, How about charity? Like, have you ever thought about charity? Let's actually set up a charity or invest in charities or do whatever it is to give back to our community. The most fundamental thing is in life, okay, is taking something in. It's amra. It's called amra or ma'a, which is you take something in, yeah, and then you give it back to other people. So for example, if somebody is lit your candle, it is now your responsibility, your duty to take your one candle and to light 2, 3, 4, 5 other candles, as many candles as possible, because somebody's just now giving you the light that you never had before. So my thing is to always give back, always give back, always give back. And that's kind of the key reasons why I actually study more. I study more to build myself, my character up, to improve the way I personally think and to improve others as well on my journey.
What are some of the most cherished information that you've come across while you've been studying?
Whew, the most cherished information. That's difficult. That's difficult because all of them, everything I cherish, everything I actually cherish, and I try my very best to show my love, honor, and respect to those things there, whether I agree with it or not. So, for example, religion, I try my very best to never speak disgruntled about religion because I love it. I love it. Like, Islam is so beautiful in terms of discipline. The discipline that teaches you, fasting for 30 odd days out of the year, yeah? Discipline, getting up early in the morning, Fajr to pray, and at nighttime as well, and doing it regardless. You could be doing the most type of haram. You could be there. Man them, you know what I'm talking about. You've got out raving. You've now come back to one girl's house, yeah? And you've done the deal, okay? And then you've been drinking all night, for example. And then you now wake up and it's like, now wash yourself up, Allahu Akbar, and you're there just doing your prayer. And the girl's still sleeping, but she now wakes up and she sees like, what the hell are you doing? You know, the way it's there. And that impact on that particular female could be something monumental because like, they've never experienced that before. So, you know, certain things are so beautiful in religion that, you know, no matter how bad you are, like you could do the most bad, but you've carried on certain things, certain traits. You can't talk bad about those things there. Christianity, how can you talk bad about Christianity? Like, regardless if you don't believe in its theology or whatever, but look how beautiful it is. Look how beautiful it is. I can tell you a Christian from a mile away. You know why? Because more time they got that glow on their face. Check it out for any other religion like Islam and all them ones there. You see them, they have like a beautiful glow on their face. They're smiling. There's a spirit about them, an energy about them, yeah? Regardless if you disagree with whatever it is, yeah? They've got that love in their heart which just overflows. How you going to talk negatively about somebody like that? It's impossible. Like, you have to show your love and appreciation for those types of things there. So, you know, one thing that I cherish, I've kind of said it at the beginning of the video, to be honest with you. That's one of my biggest secrets. My biggest secrets that I keep sacred is the God talk. The God talk. Once I learned that, my whole world changed. My whole world changed. You know, I don't know if any of you lot are familiar with the secret.
Yeah.
Secret? Law of attraction. Law of attraction. As a man thinketh, so shall he be. So for me personally, I think of myself as the highest being possible on this terrestrial terrain, yeah? That's the way I view myself, okay? So the moment I started viewing myself as such and I started speaking those positive affirmations into existence and I started, you know, looking at the mirror and saying to myself, damn, son, you know, you're the most handsome man I've ever met in my life. Mwah! I love you. I actually love you, you know.
Who's the second most handsome man you ever met in your life?
The second most handsome man that I've met in my life? Good question. The most handsome boy I've met in my life is my son.
I knew he was going to draw for that.
Yeah.
I'm glad his family, fam.
Yeah.
I'm glad his family, fam.
That's real talks. Like, he's the most handsome boy. And when he grows up as a man, he will be the most handsomest man I've met in my particular life.
Okay.
That's real talks.
Say nothing.
Yeah.
Say that. How many books have you read in total? Do you keep count? Or give me a rough ballpark figure.
When I was about 22, it was around 1,000.
Jeez.
Around.
I don't know if I read 1,000 pages, B. Is it 1,000 books in that 22, yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
But now it could all be 2,500, 3,000, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could all be that types of numbers there. We used to actually see, this is beautiful, like, because I had a very close knit family base in terms of family. When I'm not saying family, I mean friends, but family in terms of soul family, people that think and believe and act the way I act. We used to just buy books, man. We used to buy books and we used to compete with each other in that positive light where we're both reading, 3 of us, 4 of us reading the same book, and we're racing through the book. We're racing through the books, you know. And obviously it's not just skim reading it, like we can, I refuse to speed read. So I learned speed reading from, uni years. I learned speed reading, Tony Bazan, big book, speed reading, yeah. Learned that. I refused to speed read. I refused. I was like, nope, I'm reading this book out loud. I want to make sure that this is actually going into, I'm learning 3-dimensionally. No, I'm not only just seeing it, but I'm actually hearing it as well out loud, and I'm smelling it as well. And I used to underline all sorts. We used to race through books, and we used to actually have conversations based upon those books. We used to have lectures based upon those books as well. So me, I'm a bibliophile, man. I love books. I love reading. I love knowledge. And then what I also done as well is, after reading so much, I actually said, let me forget all about that. Let me actually take a historical view, or read historically, basically. But most of the books that will teach you to read historically, they'll only start off from ancient Greece. So usually ancient Greece is where the starting point of, they'll give you like 800 books to read from ancient Greece, ancient Rome, you've got ancient Rome, you've got Arabian, you've got Byzantium, you've got Persian, you've got, what else? You've got mid-European, you've got Italian Renaissance, you've got modern era, you've got so forth and so forth. And this was like the reading list that we'll have to read. And I believe it's like 800 books to read. And most of them I read, most of them I read, but I was like, nah, forget all of that. Let me go back further. Let me read from the very first. Let's go back into Babylonian. Let's go back into Sumerian. Let's go back into Akkadian. Let's go back into Egyptian. Let's go back into African, West African, and so forth. So I started reading. I'm a very eclectic reader, so I read a lot of things, a lot of books, and all of those books help to influence the way that I personally think. 3,000 books? Can you honestly say 3,000 books, my brother? I need to read. See, back in the day, I was egotistical. So you would actually find me counting the books on my bookshelf. You know when it's there, like, because we want to show off, like, I've read 700 books this month, 800 books and so forth. Like, it was very egotistical. But I don't know now. I'm going to humbly say just over 2,000, maybe 2,500 books. I don't even have enough space for my books in my house no more, you know.
Yeah, where your books at?
Rav, I've got books. I'll put it like this. I've got like 2 bookshelves. I've got underneath the bed. I've got a box filled with books. I've got in the, what's that outside cupboard called? Storage area. Put them in suitcases, books in there. Then I've got my other house, and that's filled with another 2 rows of bookshelves. Then it's inside a bed as well. And then it's in cupboard and it's in my shrine room. Yeah, I got too many books, man. I got too many books.
Books for days. All right. Cool. We're going to get into the viewers' questions now.
Go ahead.
Well, yeah. They ain't in no particular order. I just listed a bag of them. And there we go. The first one's from, forgive me in advance if I butcher some of you man's names still. My pronunciation ain't up there still. But the first one's from Mohib Ul Alam, and he asks, where in Islam does it instruct Muslims to be racist? And please provide evidence from reputable Islamic sources.
Where in Islam does it teach
Instruct.
Instruct.
Yeah, he highlighted that as well. Like he made it bold. Instruct.
Instruct them to be racist. I would be loving and kind and say nowhere in Islam does it instruct that. But again, it depends on your definition of Islam. It really does depend on your definition of Islam. If your definition of Islam is the Quran, I would say there's nowhere in the Quran it teaches you to be racist. If your definition is in the Hadiths, so you have the Sahih Hadith collections, I would say potentially there may not be anywhere in there. Then if you're talking about in the larger Islamic world and in its scholarly material, you'll find a whole host of scholars holding very derogatory views on black people, on African people, and even on other people as well, such as Arabs. Because again, you have the original Arabs, which lived in the southern regions basically, which were considered to be dark-skinned people. And then you have the people who have subsumed themselves into Islam as being the authority, which is really the Persians, the Aryan races. And they are the white-skinned or the very lighter-skinned individuals. And they already held a very negative view of black people. So if you read the scholarly work, you'll find a lot. I've named a few of them already. You know, in my other video, you can go and check out my other video is, I won't even mention it now. Now I'll mention it. The video is actually called, Are You a Closet Racist, Adnan? And in there, I list out at least 6 different scholars or 6 different books. I believe it is Tabri. In Tabri, it's in there. I believe it's Ibn Khaldun. And then Ibn Ishaq also in Tabri as well is mentioned. Whatever books was mentioned. Masudi, Yaqut al-Kindi, Al-Hadud, something of another. Al-Hadud Al-Amma is in there. Also Sahih Muslim as well. I use all of those books there to show that there is a very negative, derogatory, small-minded view of individuals who are of a paler complexion against African people. They view them as slaves. They view them as being, you know, very unintelligent. They view them as being dumb animals and so forth and so forth. So clearly there was a superiority complex going on amongst those individuals, and an inferiority complex going amongst the African black people as well, who even subsumed those roles. And, you know, they enforce policies against black African people. Actually, tell a lie. Islam is not racist. Islam is not racist. Islam is institutionally racist. Yeah, man. Nah, come on. No. I think I've got the Holy Spirit inside of me. Okay, all right. Let me refrain from that. Let me say this again, yeah? Because I'm trying to be very nice. I'm trying to be very nice and not actually talk about the negative stuff. I'm trying to be sugarcoat stuff. But Islam is actually institutionally racist, okay? So, for example, you know, one might say, oh, you know, there is no racism inside of the Constitution of America. But we clearly know that America has had a history of racism. Is that fair enough to say? It's fair enough to say. We can say that they're inside of the Metropolitan Police, yeah? They're inside of the Constitution. It's not racist, but they have been labeled and they admit themselves, if you go through the McFerrin report, the Stephen Lawrence inquiry, that they're institutionally racist. So we can see that these ideologies, these systems, yeah, although inside of their core books and so forth, it's not racist, but the institution, okay, itself is actually racist. And that's what I actually proposed to do with Islam. Islam is institutionally racist, where the authority figures within inside of Islam, okay, have created certain policies against African people and have come to actually subjugate, mistreat, rape, castrate, enslave, murder, beat, revile African people. So Islam is institutionally racist. Racism still carries on today in your masjids, inside of certain cultures. You will find it rife, okay, throughout. Just go on YouTube, full stop. Go on YouTube and see how many different Muslims will give their accounts of racism inside of Islam. They themselves may not even be the victim of racism, but they're telling you about the racism within inside of Islam. From men to women are giving you the accounts of racism inside of Islam. So yes, it's racist. You can go into Arab or Muslim countries and they suffer racism despicably, okay? Despicably, they suffer racism. So yes, racism is actually inside of the institution of Islam. Inside of the teachings of Muhammad, peace be upon him, I would have to say, I don't think he intended his religion to be racist, and he never taught racism, but it became as such.
Give me 1 sec. The batteries for this thing just cut out still. It's going to record the end of it on this mic, but it'll be a bit low. Yeah, give me 1 sec. He follows up the question with, do you feel you painted a fair and honest portrayal of actual Islamic teachings? And in brackets he wrote, stand by your claims, expose your true feelings, and behave more consistently with Muslims.
Okay, so I try my very best not to actually portray Islam in any light, so to speak. What I mean by that is, I'm at Speaker's Corner. I'm there as an eye, as an observer, full stop, to give you guys content. It's not for me to actually be there debating and all them things there and giving discussions and so forth. I might throw in a little something in there. I might throw in a little something to stimulate the conversation, but it's not my objective to come there to talk about Islam, full stop. So I tend not to. But in terms of a fair portrayal of Islam, I also tend to give, when somebody asks me, I also tend to give the best positive light of Islam possible. And I tend to shy away from the negativity in Islam. So in that being said, I don't portray Islam in its truest sense. I just give the best I possibly can give about Islam, the majority of the times. Also, in terms of dedicating videos, I've dedicated a few videos to Islam, and it's usually in a positive light. You can go on to my channel where I've done dedication videos to Hebrew Israelites, to Kemetics, and to Muslims. And one of the first ones I dedicated to Muslims was, what color was the Prophet Muhammad? And I gave, especially for my Black African followers, I gave them, very good content about Islam, very good content about the Sahabas and what complexion they were, very good content about Muhammad and his family, especially Ali and his other uncles and his granddad, what color and complexion he was according to older Islamic text. So I did a very good job painting Islam in a very positive light. Unfortunately, I hold very different views about Islam. I do think it's something that's beautiful. I do think that the Prophet Muhammad's teachings was very beautiful, was very authentic, was very rich, and it helped cultivate people. And I hold on to those types of teachings of Islam. Islam as what it's become over the past years, I don't really hold that in a very positive light, to be honest with you. But if you want to go back to the core of its teachings, I think it's beautiful. I think it's wonderful.
And it says, in brackets, to behave more consistently with Muslims. I don't know what they meant by that. I don't know what that means. Okay. All right, cool. We'll go on to the next question. The next one is by NameC187, and he asks, why do you mock and slander Islam and then pretend you have respect for it? that question just is like I've asked it based upon the answer that you just given. Yeah. But so, yeah, that's the next question that's landed.
So yeah, I know a lot of them, it's going to be like Islam related questions. Again, I don't actually mock Islam. I don't know whether you can find a video with me actually mocking Islam. I actually hold Islam in a very positive, high regard and very high light. I have very different opinions about the way the majority of Muslims actually perceive Islam. Maybe because I've done an academic study on Islam, and I can appraise it in a different light, and I will hold different views than the mainstream Muslim world does actually hold for Islam, and don't actually view it in a very authentic, true nature itself. But me, myself, I actually would praise Islam, the authentic, pure teachings that the Prophet actually came and he brought. I think it was actually wonderful. In terms of mocking Islam, what they've actually seen is me having discourses with other individuals that I may have a very jovial, jokey way of actually dealing with these individuals. Because again, I'm a very happy-go-lucky, jovial, jokey individual. I'm a happy-go-lucky individual. You'll find me smiling the majority of the times. And I completely realize that individuals can take the world, life, and themselves too serious. So I tend to actually, you know, be very happy with it, very go-lucky with it, because otherwise it can turn very nasty. We've always been told to refrain from two things: politics and religion. Politics and religion. Politics and religion is the main cause of the majority of the world's contentions. So in talking about those topics, we make it very lighthearted because it can go somewhere you don't want it to go very fast, 0 to 100. You can see debates with Sarah and it goes 0 to 100 real fast because people don't like what's been said about their religion. So, you know, I think one of the videos where you can see me very joking, mockingly about was the debate with Ahmed. And again, in the video, I said, this is not against Islam. This is not against Muslims. This is me debating one particular Muslim right now that holds very outrageous ideas and sentiments. So no, I don't mock Islam, man. I don't mock Islam. I've got Muslims in my family. Same way I've got Christians in my family. And for me to mock them is to mock my own family. For me to mock them is like mocking my mother and my father. So I can't possibly do that.
He goes on to ask another question. Why don't you never debate Godwin or Jay Smith or none of his clan? Why only Muslims constantly, and in brackets he put, the videos don't lie.
Yeah. Again, I'm there minding my own business, you know. Most times people don't realize that I can't even start. From the moment I arrive, I think I spend about an hour or so usually conversing with people as soon as I arrive. Okay. Sometimes I try my very best to just, you know, go to one corner, put out my bag, set up my camera and try to hold no eye contact. Because otherwise there's no work can be done because everybody, okay, Muslims, non-Muslims, whatever, they all want to talk with me and so forth. So I have to talk back with everybody. So I talk with everybody. I set up my camera. I'm there as an observer. Again, I'm there as an eye and observer, feeding back into the community content for you guys. Unfortunately, okay, unfortunately, usually I try my very best to only entertain these dialogues once the sun is going down and once the camera is about to be put away. I entertain conversations with other individuals. And usually those other individuals want to actually debate, to debate. And you'll find it's usually the Muslims. I don't go up to anybody at all to start a debate. I don't do it. That's not my purpose for being there. You can see that on your channel, Brother Hussein. There's another channel, my other brother. Shouts to I Am Negan, okay? Shouts to I Am Negan. That's another channel, Speaker's Corner, my young Somali brother. He comes there, he does his thing. He's trying to grow his...
You got the one with the curly hair?
Yeah, the one with the curly hair. Good brother still. You know, so you might see the whole altercation there with Brother Hussein. So with Hussein, I'm there minding my own business, listening to the debates and conversations. Hussein comes over and now, you know, want to talk to me about, you know, ancestral worship or something like that, and something to do with what Sarah says, and Sarah says this, and Sarah says that. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not Sarah, but I can hold a conversation with you about this stuff because I know about this because I've studied it. So I hold conversations with individuals based upon them coming over to speak to me, to want to dialogue with me. For example, there's another debate, whatever debates we've got that. We've got, you know, Brother Ahmed. I'm there minding my own business. We're there, we're talking. And then Ahmed wants to say something very serious and issues out a challenge. I even think you called the video, you know, challenge to everybody. So challenge, yes. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let's, okay, I'll bite it. And I won't even just nibble or bite it. I'll devour it. So I'll devour it for you, you know. Then there's other people that, you know, you'll find these spurious videos of me actually having conversations with other individuals. And it's never me going up to somebody to be like, yo, I want to debate you. I disagree with you like this. Or if I do have disagreements, okay, it's usually in a very humble manner. Like, oh, you said this, but I don't know. Like, let me know, why did you come to such and such conclusion? So for example, you will see a conversation with me and Hamza, like, oh, so why did you come to this conclusion? Like, no, belief, knowledge. No, belief and knowledge are two different things, you know. Like, and having a very nice conversation. I wasn't even aware I was being recorded at the time until much later on. And it's usually just very humble, very nice conversations, because I want to learn, I want to know why you think the way you think. And also to learn from you as well, and to see why everybody else think the way they think, and, you know, kind of have a nice little dialogue. I'm not into this debating, clashing and so forth, because there's no fruitful discussion taking place. There's usually a lot of ego that comes into the place. So you have things like that. Then you also have another, let me think, what other videos? You know, you have other videos of me actually asking questions, humbly asking questions. I tend not to debate. I just humbly ask questions to individuals if it's on camera. So no, I don't go there to debate. So that's the reason why you don't find me debating a Godwin, a Jay Smith, or anybody else. And usually Godwin is not coming up to me to tell me something, okay, like to debate me.
All right, cool, man. Next question is from one of the veteran commentators in the comment section still. It's probably on your videos hard as well.
Yeah.
Man like Isaac, not Ishmael.
Jeez.
All right. Far gone family. He wants to know.
The chosen.
He wants to know, what will you do to safeguard the Kemet doctrine / teachings at Speaker's Corner against a black supremacy narrative being painted by other religions?
Yeah, I already know. I'm scalping, man. I'm scalping. I'm decapitating anybody that wants to actually do that. As you've already seen, Adnan, as you've already seen on the channel, Adnan, again, I'm going to decapitate that. I'm going to cut that off from the get-go. You're not going to paint that portrait of us at all. Trust me, okay? I'm going to stand up for that 100%. And the reason why more so I'm standing up for that is because there's not enough of Kemetics around. And then you want to paint the little Kemetics that actually are there and that's trying to rise up, and you want to tar, or you want to poison the well against Kemetics to everybody else. No, I'm not standing for that. So trust me, that is getting addressed straight away. So for example, you know, Adnan made that comment about racism, and you know, your channel was recording, other Dawa channels were recording, other little camera phones were charging, recording that as well. So just imagine the narrative, the dialogue, the conversations that will be held if that was the only thing that was put out, that, you know, me, Gary, Sarah, our KKK, we're racist, we're black supremacists, we're all of these different types of things here. Imagine if I allowed that to take place. I said, no, hell no, hell no. There's no way in my heart of hearts here I can allow that narrative to be pushed out to the world to believe in. So straight away, I had to go up to Adnan and get that apology. I had to go and get the apology, man, because that's not right. And even that apology, again, I'll tell you again, that was not a real apology. That was definitely not a real apology. Yeah, but I apologized. No. Imagine if I said to you, yeah, you Muslim, okay, you Muslim that's watching this right now, you are a child molester. You are a child molester. How does it feel? Not nice? Not nice? All right, cool. But you know what, sorry, I apologize. I don't have no reason to actually be calling you a child molester. The only reason I called you a child molester is because, you know, my brother, other brothers and sisters have said that, you know, the Prophet slept with a 9-year-old girl, whatever the case is. So, and you don't follow this doctrine, so therefore you're a child molester. So I associate all of you guys with child molesters and so forth. That's the reason why. But if you say you're not a child molester, you're not a child. Did you molest a child? You didn't molest a child. You never molested a child? All right, cool. So you're not a child molester. All right, cool. All right. But tell me about this though, because I still think here, I still believe that you are a child molester, you know, or you may hold sentiments of child molestering, or you may have molested a child. So tell me, when you was growing up as a child, yeah, were you abused at all? Oh no, okay, all right, scratch that. Okay, you wasn't abused. All right, cool. Tell me about, you know, have you ever looked at another young girl or young boy in a sexual way? Like, okay, no, tell me about your beliefs. Tell me about Islam. Tell me about, you know, brides and child marriages in Islam. Tell me about that. I want to know if your doctrine, your religion, your ideology teaches you to be a child molester. Like, come on. Do you feel as though my initial apology was an apology at all? That wasn't no apology. You still think of me as holding sentiments that I believe that you're a child molester, don't you? Even now, after this video is finished, you're going to say, Callum called me a child molester, aren't you? You're still going to hold it. There's going to be something in your heart thinking that I'm holding on to you, that you're a child molester, and you're trying to paint that picture, right? So it's the same thing. I'm not saying that you're a child molester. I always be like, rajim. Far be it from me. Come on, ya ikhwani. I'm not calling you a child molester. Have I seen you molest a child before? Come on, you've never molested a child. You never even think about molesting a child. So no, please don't think I'm saying that you're a child molester. I'm not saying it. That's real. I'm not saying that you're a child molester. I'm just giving you an analogy, okay, of what took place with the brother Adnan calling me and the rest of them racist, and then trying to issue an apology, and then still saying to me, I still believe that you are a racist and you may hold sentiments of racism, and let me dig into your ideology to prove to you that you are a racist, although you don't know about my ideology the same way I didn't know about your past and your history and whether you ever molested a child. But let me dig into it to find out if you are a child molester, for the mere fact, for the simple reason I want to prove to the whole world who's recording right now that you are a child molester or you are a racist. Now, come on, man. Come on. Anyway.
All right. We running short on time still, so.
All right, let's speed up. I'm going to speed up. Go ahead.
Go. Shall I wrap up these answers?
Real quick.
But yeah, sincere and specific, same time. You hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Next one's from Extremely Balanced TV. And he asks, do you condemn your brother Gabs for threatening someone by saying, I'll do you something? Ain't like that's the end of the question still, but I just want to add on the rest of it. Ain't like sorry, you know. I'll come back and I'll do you something. Come on, you know, fam. I'll do you something. Yeah.
See, my brother's crud. I love Gabs. See, Gabs is my brother.
Big up Gabs. Yeah,
man. Growing up, like we know, like we're on the roads. Like we know. I'm not on the roads no more. Anyway, I've never been on the roads. Furthermore, I've always been above that. I have. I'm joking. Yeah. So, my brother, do I condone that and so forth and so forth? Like Gabs is his own man. He does what he does, right? Full stop. That's what he wants to do. Whether I condone it or not, that's what he chose to do. Personally, I wouldn't do the same thing as him because I'm a different person. I'm not that way inclined. Okay, I'm the way inclined where if I want to do you something, I'm not even talking to you whether I'm going to do you something. I will just do you something and just leave you with a smile. There you go, Callum, you're a snake. Yeah, you're damn right. Damn right, I'll smile at you and I'll do you something at the same time while smiling on you whilst you're on the floor. You call me a snake as long as you like. I will do you something and not tell you I'm doing something. I'm just doing you something, okay? That's me. That's the difference between me and Gabs personally, okay? So,
do you condemn?
I would say I rate him for issuing out, okay, the notice that if this individual does continue, he will do him something, okay? I'm just saying for me, myself, personally, I don't know whether I can do something like that. I couldn't have done that. So I would say, Gabs, okay, congratulations, because you done better than me. Because I wouldn't have just come up to you, I would have done you something and then be looking at you and smiling at you, okay? And then told you, see, you shouldn't have provoked me, but that's just me. So that's why personally I tend to stay away. Like if there's any trouble like that, I'm just staying away. I'm staying away because I'm not involved. I don't want to be involved like that. So do I condemn him? I congratulate him for handling it the way he felt best fit to handle his business. I wouldn't particularly have done it the way he had done it, and that's as much as I can say on that.
Oh, second thought. Buffer. Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Right, almost finished, man. Yeah. Less than 15.
Alright, I'm saying MP. No, yeah, I was gonna ask you a quick follow up to that still. You see, it says like the question it was specific. It says for threatening someone, but would you say that the statement that Gabs made was more of a warning? I think I heard you say that it was like you warned him.
No, it wasn't a warning. It was a notice.
I'm putting
you on notice right now.
So what's the difference between a notice and a threat? What would you say?
Boy, there may not be.
Notice sounds better.
Yeah, it just sounds how you choose your words. So, for example, yeah, you may go outside right now and you can see there's a parking lot, right? And there's going to be a notice up. Yeah, it might be in blue and white or red and white, and it says here, if you park in here, okay, your car will be clamped and removed, and you will pay such and such fine. It is a notice. Okay. You may take it as a threat of if I park in here,
Okay.
I'm gonna have an issue.
See now, that's how they take it.
Yeah.
All right. And the next question is from M.P. They say, why do you have so much to say about certain speakers when you're online, but don't mention or address those very same issues in the same manner when you are face to face with them?
Again, it's becoming very redundant in the same incident. It's very redundant, as I'm saying. That's not my objective to be there, but at the same time, I do address those same speakers. Those same speakers. I've addressed, you know, what's his name? Hamza. I've addressed Mansour. I've addressed, what's his name? Adnan Rashid was the latest one that I actually had to address. So no, don't get it twisted. I'm addressing these individuals. I will address those individuals face to face. Other individuals I may have addressed as well, face to face, just off air, just off camera, because my whole intent is not to be on camera where you now have the claim and you have the authority and audacity to say that I'm biased because I'm addressing individuals that may have slighted me, or may have slandered me, or have done something against myself. So usually these things take place off camera. It's only where you're catching on camera nowadays by slip and by luck and by chance.
All right. Next question is from Pence1.
Cheers, my brother.
Well, go on, brother. He says, can study of the Nile Valley spiritualism really break through a mind already tuned into other belief systems? And then I've wrote a star next to it, asterisk, saying, oh, this is my own thing. Yeah, go on, answer that.
Yeah, of course I can. Of course I can. I personally think no matter how much you're into religion or not, sit down and watch Roots. Just watch Roots. You could be Muslim. You could be Sheikh, Ayatollah, such and such, Abdullah, something such and such. You could be a Christian, Pope, Bishop, fried pork, something of another. Whatever you are, doesn't matter what you are, how dense you are, put on the film Roots and let me know if that video, that movie, that documentary doesn't move you, doesn't make you aware and conscious of the atrocities that other individuals, other races, other people, other ideologies have, put upon your ancestors. Let me know if the ancestors inside of you doesn't start wiki. You might start doing some madness inside of you, yeah? The ancestors will start speaking inside of your body. Trust me. You will start having some nightmares, some visions, some dreams. You'll be having something inside of you will start to awaken inside of you. Trust me. So, imagine if that can do that. Okay, now imagine if you take yourself with full consciousness about African black people and their achievements and go to ancient Egypt, go to Egypt itself and see the grandioso that your people, okay, I'm talking as African people in general, has achieved, okay, and then go and look at the position that you are right now today, okay, like, let me put it like this, yeah, again, they've got you in slave mentality today, yeah, but in ancient times, you was not just only the king, a nobleman, a pharaoh, you was God. You was God, okay? Now they've taken you from being a god to being an Nigger, to being a nigger. Like, tell me, I don't know, how does that not wake you up? How does that not wake you up? I know it woke me up. The moment that somebody told me that, yo, Cal, you're a god, I'm a what? I was billah. Don't tell me I'm God. Astaghfirullah. There is only la ilaha illallah. There is only one God, the Most High, so forth, so forth, so forth. And I was like, that's the way. Then I had to read Psalms 82 verse 6. Then I had to read, Jesus' teachings 10:34. I believe it's John 10:34, 8:32. And it says, I have said ye are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High. So once you start learning about your history and start learning about the potential that you have inside of you, your God nature, okay? Remember, God breathed his breath of life into you, into man, for you to become a living soul. Prior to that, you was just dust, you was earth, you was a statue, you wasn't ensouled yet, but you had to get that portion of Allah, whether you believe in Allah, whether it's Yahweh or Elohim, if you believe in that, or Ra, if you hold on to that, or whichever other ideology you hold on to, and that spirit now had to go inside of you. Bruv, the moment I started to acknowledge that my greatness, and that me, myself, I have a connection with that Most High, and just as the Most High could speak things into existence, kun faya kun, or let there be light, and there was light, damn, that changed my whole mind round. I started creating. I started speaking things into existence. And I started thinking and growing rich, literally, just by shifting my mentality. You know, them ways there. So I personally think that the most of us, we're going through so much right now, okay? We are, as black people, dead. We're like Asa. I don't know if you lot know the story about Asa. Asa, okay, was an excellent king. He was the good king. He was the beneficent king. He was the most generous king that there was, okay? And then there was his brother, Set or Sotuch, okay? He now tricked him into getting into a sarcophagus, okay? And then killing him and cutting him up into 14 different pieces and transporting him into all different areas of the land, okay? All different areas of the land. And then his wife, Asa's wife, Aset, and Sotuch's sister, okay, or wife, yeah, now came together. So that was Aset and Nebthet came together. They found all the different pieces of Asa, the good king, and they used some type of magic, okay, to reanimate, to rejuvenate, to resurrect that person that they called Asa. And I'm saying this person called Asa right now, okay, is you as black people, African people, or any other people has gone through such atrocities. Whether you're Jewish, then you've gone through such atrocities. Wherever you belong in the Kurdish region, then you've gone through such atrocities where there's genocide taking place, okay? There's other people who are your brother, just as Satuk or Set was the brother of Asa, the good individual, the good king, okay? You may be ruling nicely in your land. African people, you're ruling nicely in your land. Then your brothers, okay, the Arabs, your brothers, the Europeans, okay, now came over, beguiled and smiled and tricked you into that sarcophagus, into your own deathbed, okay? They tricked you into your own deathbed. And what did they do? They started to cut up Africa, okay? They started to cut up Africa. They started to cut you up as the people and to disseminate you in diaspora. Okay, so you might be Ghanaian, you might be Nigerian, you might be Senegalese, you might be Congolese, you might be whatever you are. Okay, you may not even know that you're these people, because guess what? They've now done slavery. They've taken you away and just dropped you in Jamaica, Haiti, you know, St. Kitts, St. Nevis, Trinidad, wherever you are, the Americas and so forth. They've dropped you off in these lands where you don't know yourself. You're completely dead. But guess what? Guess what? We have beautiful sisters such as, help me with the name, my brother. The beautiful sister, yeah, in American times, who now try to get the slaves, who didn't even know they were slaves, okay, and bring them back. What's her name? Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman, okay? You have beautiful sisters like that. These are your set characters, yeah, that will bring you back into yourself. You may not even know that you're dead right about now. You got beautiful brothers like Sarah, Gabs. You got beautiful brothers like that, Brother Polite, Shaka Ahmos. Beautiful brothers like that, Jabari, Brother Reggie, okay? Beautiful brothers like that, Brother Amun from the Amun Ra. You got Anka Kek. You've got Ngozi from the Team Osiris, Brother Kufu. You got Khonsu. You got all these beautiful brothers, yeah, that are now trying to unite the pieces, unite the body of Asa, the good king, back, trying to unite you back. You in your original state, you was in a good, positive state. We're trying to bring you back to yourselves, okay? And trying to bring you back to life again. You may not even know that you're dead. You may not even know that your mouth has been taken away from you. Your ears has been taken away from you. Your head has been taken away from you. Your eyes, your limbs, and so forth has been taken away from you. Unfortunately, most of us don't understand symbology. So your mouth, let me ask you a question. What is your language? What is your language? Prior to you being given English language, what was your language prior to that? What was the language of your tribe, your people? You don't even know. Your ears has been taken away from you. You don't even know your own names no more. You with me? Your head has been taken away from you. You got amnesia. You don't even remember your greatness again. Imagine that. You don't even remember that you was a slave or was enslaved or was kidnapped and colonized. You don't even know that again. You don't even know that your hands, your technology has been taken away from you. You don't even know that your body has been taken away from you. Your economics, your power base, your resources has been taken away from you. You're just completely dead. You don't even know your phallus has been taken away from you, where now you want to impregnate other people instead of impregnating your own race to help them to raise up. You don't even know all of these things. You're completely lost. But guess what? Guess what? Ya ikhwani, okay, my brothers. Ya sena, okay, my brothers, okay? We're coming here now to piece you back together again, okay? Okay, my Hindus, my Sikhs, Yeah, we're coming back. Okay, I'm loving you guys as well. We're coming back. We're coming back to piece you guys back together again. Okay, and bring you back to life. Show you what life is really about. Show you about your history, your greatness, your past, and what you can achieve in the future as well.
All right. That was an ill answer still. Ain't gonna front, it weren't a short and sweet one though. It weren't a short and sweet answer though. But yeah, say that. Next one, Mr. Ski 80. He asks, do you practice voodoo and ancestor worship? And could you elaborate on what your beliefs are?
Okay, no, I don't practice voodoo or ancestor worship. And my beliefs, yeah, my beliefs is I have none. And the beliefs that I do have, if I may find myself believing in something, is to guess what? Guess what? It's to acknowledge that it's ignorance. Acknowledge that I do not know something. And guess what drives me? Guess what drives me? Knowledge. The fact that I do not know something, I want to go and study and to know. I choose my very best to never believe. Guess why I don't want to believe again? I don't ever want to be fooled. I don't ever want to be tricked. I don't ever want to be beguiled by somebody who is posing to be my brother, who has the best interest at hand for me. And guess what? Puts me into a sarcophagus and kills me and disseminates my body. I do not want that to happen to me ever again. Okay? Ever, 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 ever again. So no, beliefs, none. Thank you.
All right then. Next one's from Harry Singh. He asks...
My brother right there, you know. My brother, I think he's calling from Canada, my Sikhi brother.
Okay.
Peace to him.
He asks, out of all of the major and minor religions you know of, which one's best aligned with the Kemetic way of life?
I think all of them do. I think all of them do. It depends on your perspective. And I say it like this, as all of them have elements or borrowed from Kemetic information. All of them does. So the majority of the time you will find the best form of it within inside of its spiritual system. So for example, Judaism, you'll find the closest that aligns with Kemetic information is Kabbalism. Okay? Go and study Kabbalism, you'll see that it's very much so closely aligned. Islam, go into the Sufi section, or the Sufi side, the spiritual aspects, and you'll see it aligns very much so to Kemet. Go into Christianity, what you have Gnosticism, you'll find it in there as well. You also find it within inside of Freemasonry as well. It aligns very nicely. What else is there? So there is the Sikhi and the Hindu. We had my brother Farhan Qureshi come onto the show recently, and he's showing that that is very much the same. All ancient cultures align very much with Kemet. Sikhism as well, like if you just read that and just listen to what they're saying, you're like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. There's nothing in there that I've heard so far that I do not personally agree with. And it's very enlightening, and it's very much so colorful and fruitful and vibrant, and it gives you life more than the rest of these religions. So I think a lot of them have it. Unfortunately, you have the dense people, the dogmatic people that are ruling religion. So it degrades itself and becomes religion. But the spiritual aspects of those religions, I would say they all align with Kemet, to be honest with you.
All right then. The next one, well, these are going to be the last two questions from the viewers. There's more, but we're short on time. Yeah. So, you know, part two thing, you know?
Yara Dwana, we give thanks.
All right. So this one's from Extremely Balanced TV again. Malai Hassan.
Jeez.
He says, after watching Muslims debate for all these years, why haven't you become a Muslim?
Man.
I think you made a video called Why I'm Not a Muslim or something before
I
as
did,
well.
you know, I did. Like, I know Islam. Okay, I know Islam. I've grown up with Islam. You know, one of my greatest visions or joys was to actually become a Hafiz in Islam. Or Hafiz is basically, literally means a guardian, but somebody who has recited and learnt the Quran basically. So I memorized, let me see, we got the first juz, which is about 30 different, I think it's like 30, I believe it's like 30 different chapters in the Quran. I've memorized maybe about 50 chapters in the Quran at a younger age, a very young age. And I believe that Islam was very beautiful. It still is very beautiful. So I love Islam. in that respect. You know, the Arabic language, all sorts. I remember I was in the masjid with one of my brothers, my Eritrean brother, good brother as well. One of my teachers, Omar. Was in Brixton Masjid as well, actually. And I was upset. You know, I was PISS off, yeah? And there was like a little 6-year-old, 7-year-old, yeah, in the masjid with me. How old were we? We might be like 16. I think it was like 16. I think it was 16. I think it was young anyway. It was young. And there was like 6-year-old child. Okay, I'm 10 years his senior, yeah? I'm there struggling, yeah? I'm there struggling. Not struggling, but let's say I'm reading, yeah? On a very basic level, you know. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman-Ar-Rahim. This brother now comes in. The brother now comes in, the little small brother, you know, comes behind me. He's now standing behind me. I'm there struggling through, let's say, Surah Al-Baqarah. Man just comes in now, Alif Lam Mim, Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. I was like, fam, you just buoyed my life, you know, you buoyed my life. And after that, I was like, nah, fam, I need to be on this thing 100% and learn more. And after him, a little boy, this is what I love, you know, like children is so much the best because they've just shown you up for your ignorance again. And that, me being ignorant, has now driven me to learn more about Islam and learn more about the Arabic language and the Quran and so forth. So me personally, I've learned about Islam enough where I can appreciate Islam and I can appreciate it from a distance and know that Islam is not for me, okay? Islam is not for me, especially in the state that it is in now. If it was different, okay, I'm cool. I can go to Gambia and I can be Muslim. I can go to other countries, Sudan and so forth, and be Muslim. And I can fit right in because we hold same understandings and so forth. But Islam as it is today, it's not very appetizing. It's not very appealing. And I know too much to be a Muslim. I know too much. We'll be having arguments every day. Like, why would you want to argue with me every day for being a Muslim? Like, I'm never going to believe. I know too much. That's the problem. Most Muslims, they believe and I know, okay? So we're going to bump heads. It's just going to be inevitable, you know? The tenets that you hold in Islam, it's beautiful. Like, it's beautiful. It's nothing new to Islam. This is part of African culture way before. We always had La ilaha illallah. That's no problem. You know, in ways there, like we've always had these things. You know, prayer, fasting, pilgrimage, all of these great things already had it. I don't need to now, you know, move away from my own traditions, my own culture to adopt a religion that comes, you know, that's just there. No, I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Islam is beautiful and let it stay like that at a distance away from me. And I'll appreciate it, but I will never, ever convert to Islam. No.
He also asks, who do you think is in the wrong between Sarah and Muhammad and why?
Two wrongs don't make a right. Two wrongs don't make a right, to be honest with you. But if you want to ask me who's the initial aggressor, I would have to say Muhammad Tawheed. And was Sarah wrong? I should even rephrase that. Was Sarah even wrong for coming to address it? I don't think he was wrong. I think he was in his rights. Unfortunately, the way it blew up, you can now, based upon perception, it seems as though he was in the wrong, but I don't think he really was in the wrong, to be real with you. He was addressing a situation. It's just the way that it's now being perceived that way. So guess what? Based upon the perception, I would say he should have handled it, or it could have, not he should have, it could have been handled differently. But initially, the aggressor is Muhammad Tawheed. That's as much as I can say on that.
All right. Yeah, boy, that's no more questions from the audience still, sir. If you want to, anything you want to say yourself, you want to just put out there?
Yeah.
It's your time. We got like 15 minutes left.
Cool. What I would have loved, actually, I would have loved, yeah, because it seemed like it was mainly Islam focused. And guess what? This is what happens. This is what happens at Speaker's Corner as well, where there were so many Muslims, that are present. It just seems as though, because you're asking me questions based upon Islam, it seems as though I'm attacking Islam. It's not that. I'm just giving a response to the questions. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm giving a response to the questions, but because somebody's going to take it negatively because it's always to do with Islam, and I may not particularly agree with your version of Islam or how you believe Islam is or think about Islam and so forth is going to be perceived as an attack on Islam. So what I've loved for it to take place is more Christians, more atheists, you know, more Kemetics, whatever you are. You could have asked me some real brilliant questions and really dug into my mind. But unfortunately, my brothers and sisters out there, you need to jump on the comment sections, because I know there's a lot of you out there who's viewing these things, but you don't jump on the comment sections, and then the dialogue and narrative gets swayed to whoever is commenting the most. You with me? Right. So I'm saying that please, everybody else, jump on, make some comments, yeah? Comment in the section so we can actually gauge what's going on, and we don't just want that one narrative taking place. So that's that. Other than that, let me swig some water, man. And say, there's some real exciting stuff taking place. There's some real exciting stuff taking place. I'm standing up right about now for my Kemetic community. Obviously, me myself, I am more than just a Kemet, so to speak. I represent a whole broad range of people, very diverse individuals. From very rich to very gutter individuals, very wealthy to very crud individuals, from very diverse ideologies as well. I'm there with all of you guys. I'm talking about me being part of certain communities. But unfortunately, it seems as though that the Kemetic community is not having their voice as they should have a voice, and they're not having their say that they should have their say. So guess what I have to do now is actually stand up for that community, and based upon my my platform and who I am and my knowledge base, I now have to give back to that particular community. I always give these peace offerings to communities. You know, for example, you'll find videos of me going against Kemetics on my channel. You with me? You got videos of me in favor of Hebrew Israelites. I think this video is called Moses Found in Egypt. I think it's called Moses Found in Egypt, a rebuttal to Mfundishi and I believe it's Sankofa. So these are two very prominent members in the Kemetic community and the RBG community. And I done a video against those individuals, backing up my Hebrew community and technically my religious community, because, you know, whether you're Hebrew, Christian or Muslim, Musa or Moses or Moshe is a key individual. So I do peace offerings or offerings to different communities to help them where I feel as though their narrative or their voice is not being spoken about or heard to the larger audience. So I try my very best to give back to them. So right now I'm giving back to my Kemetic community. So my Kemetic community, we've already formed, we've already established, we've already constructed our organization, okay, where you can come in and you can learn about Kemet, where you can learn more about it, okay? So we've established that. We're bringing in the very brightest and best teachers to come in and teach you about, you know, its history, its culture, its spirituality, its economics, its health base, you know, its education system. All sorts is there already, okay? So this is what I'm coming to give to you guys. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be one of the forerunners to actually do this for you guys. I believe Sarah's involved and Gabs, not even I believe, I know Sarah and Gabs are actually involved, and there's other individuals that are involved. So you're gonna see more of this. So I'm calling you guys out there, okay? No matter what, if you belong to any religion, like Kemet is nothing to do with religion. Okay, it's a philosophy, okay, full stop, it's a philosophy. So you could belong to whichever religion you want to. We're not telling you to leave your religion. Maybe later on in life you may choose, oh, I want to practice something else. That's up to you. But stay where you are, wherever you are. You come in, learn more about your culture, learn more about your history, learn more about your spirituality, learn more about your own God concept, the way that your people view the universe, the way that they view themselves, you know, the way that they viewed the community and how they gave back and so forth. All of these different types of things here, like we're going to be hosting it, holding it. We're going to be doing, you know, lectures. We're going to be doing gatherings. We're going to be doing events, festivals, all sorts of things will be taking place. So I would really, really, really implore you guys, if you guys want to learn more, hit up Sarah, hit up Gabs, hit me up. Inbox me, Titans TV and so forth. Even message my brother, content over everything, and I'm sure he will direct you back over to where it needs to be directed as well. So we've got all of these different things going on. So that's that. Otherwise, yeah, man. Yeah. I like this interview, to be honest with you. But I would have to have just gone into something just mad different. Mad different. I should have got my American followers to come in and we could have been talking about madness, bruv. Madness.
There could be a part 2, you get me? But there's gonna be a part 2, you mean there could be?
Yeah, I could, we could have been going some Illuminati stuff, like we could be going into that, going some Freemasonry, we could have been going into some different African philosophies, all sorts, mysticism, higher mysteries, all those things there, man. We could have been doing a lot of things, and hopefully next time round we can touch on those things, because like these are the much more fruitful discussions, things as well to do with how we could give back to our community, all sorts. Yeah, man. Yeah. So I'm happy anyway. I'm happy with the conversation. I'm happy with the interview. But all I'm saying to you guys, I represent a much more larger community, a much more larger audience that look up to me. I'm talking about, both in internet world and in real life. Okay. And I would love to have seen you guys come out a bit more. Yeah. Not just being behind the scenes, come out a bit more, ask some of your questions. So, your own ideology can be spread a bit more. Okay. Because I just don't represent Kemet. I don't just represent Hebrew Israelites or Muslims or whatever. I represent a whole list of stuff which still hasn't even come out yet. Okay. And I definitely want it to come out, because I definitely think that you should actually have a voice on my own platform and even on other platforms as well. That's that. And again, jeez, this has been crazy, This has been crazy, because this content here builds character. And this content here has literally been over the hype, been over the madness, it's been over the knowledge. It's content over everything, baby.
Come on.
Damn.
Content over everything. Son. We're doing it, man. I mean, shout out to Big Avelli, couldn't be here. We would have loved to sit in on this one still. But
my brother, see, he would have brought something else in as well.
No, that's kind of one of them.
The road and the hood as well, family. What's going on with the hood? Why you not showing me your love, man? Come on. You lot should have been here. You lot should have been here. You should be like, Carl, I heard this. What's going on with that? Like, come on, where you at, family? Where you at? Then we got the whole hip hop and the music and grime scene. Like, you not even asking me no questions about that. What's wrong with you guys? Why are you not asking me, like, raw? So, Cal, like, you see this whole conscious community thing, yeah? Like, raw, is there any other man them, like, on the scene that are on this thing as well? Like, raw, like, you don't even ask me no questions like that. You don't ask me no questions like that. Like, what's going on?
Nah, it's good. It's good you're putting it out there still. It's good you're giving out the invitation, because, like you said, enough people might even be watching it and feel like it's not a place for them to make their voice known. So now you're putting it out there. You're saying basically anyone who's got a mind, come at, man, innit? You got something for them.
Trust me, because we've got some big artists over in the UK that are viewing Speaker's Corner and viewing Talk with the Titans, that you don't even know about and what they're saying to me. You don't even know about the brothers as well that are into the whole battle rap scene over here in the UK and the US. And you don't even know about the big elites as well over in the US as well, that seeing what's going on with our communities as well. You don't even know what's going on. You're not asking me these type of questions. Come on, let's get in. You don't know. You don't know, like, all walks of lives, we have infiltrated, I'm telling you, we've infiltrated and we've got into certain areas that you will never think we've got into, and we're making stuff happen, and sooner or later, all of these individuals are going to stand in solidarity soon, and you're going to see, like, raw, such and such, raw is into that and that and that and that and that and that, and they've been doing this thing for over how many years, and we're only knowing now. Listen, trust me, there's so much to come out, bruv. There's so much to come out, and I want you guys to actually holler, get content over everything on me to say, like, come, bring us in, like, what's been going on? I want you lot to say, like, Russ, so what, are you in touch with such and such artists, isn't them? Like, and they think like this? Like, can't we just sit them down and have these types of debates and discussions and so forth? Like, what, they're millionaires? And they, what? Come on, man. This is the way you don't need to be talking, This is the way you don't need to be talking. You also need to be talking about what's going on in the hood, on the streets. All of that needs to come out. Trust me. All of that needs to come out as well. So, and obviously, I've got my my upper class individuals, of course. I've got my upper class individuals that I don't actually speak this way, this particular way that you've heard me speaking throughout. Obviously, this is the demographic that I have to appeal to. So I'm speaking in a manner which appeals to this demographic. So I apologize from the get-go that I've had to carry myself in such a persona. But obviously, I'm a very refined individual, of course.
I like Kalam, you know.
Cheers, my brother.
All right.
Hey, listen. Hey, it's been fabulous. Talk with the Titans, Titans TV, linked up with content over everything. Big up my brother Machiavelli, not Machiavelli, I'm saying Bigavelli in the building.
Yeah.
We've been utilizing that Machiavellian teachings to keep everything hush. And finally, that which is sacred has been kept secret for so long that it's no longer needed to be kept secret because we're flourishing, we're powerful right about now, and we're making our presence being felt, being known, and we're sending shockwaves throughout the community by the simple fact that we're doing what? By the fact that we're standing up, okay? So I want to see more of you guys, yeah? Stand up. If you're doing something on radio, stand up. Let your voices be heard. If you're doing something in the magazine world, let your voices be heard. If you're doing something in the fashion world, let your voices be heard as well. Let everybody know what you represent, what you stand for. Because I want more brothers and sisters, yeah, to join this wave, to jump up like my brother Content Over Everything has done, yeah, and giving a voice and giving a light to the rest of the world. Come on, family. Come on, stand up, stand up. Content over everything, every day. Bang, bang, tell your fam, tell your man, tell everyone that we're here. We're logging off right now. Peace and love, family. Peace and love.
All right then. Done.
Jeez.
Yeah.